Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, March 18th, and we're gonna play some more Landmark. So I was struck by inspiration yesterday. Should have been resting. That would have been the better plan, but I didn't do that. I built things instead. So worked on roofs. Look at that! Like there's no roof over here. There's no roof here, but look at there's roofs. Look at this. We have roofs, and not just from the inside. They're on the outside too. Oh, crazy. So yeah, worked on that. Did actually a little bit of furnishing stuff in here as well. Actually, quite a lot of furnishing stuff. I'm kind of excited about how this came out. I did like a little console table, got some decor in general happening. I'm excited. That charged me up. I was very happy because it's just been so difficult getting started on some of the roof construction, just because I kept kind of going back and forth about like, well, should I use the line tool? Should I find a different way to do it? You know, to get cleaner joins and stuff, you know, without the artifacts. And then just going back and forth a lot. Yeah, Tess, I did a ton. I should have been sleeping, but I didn't. I did roofs instead. So this actually, I mean, I still need to do a couch for right here. But once I've got a couch, and then I might put like a, I don't know, like a little, there might need to be a thing here, like right here. I think I see a thing. So I still need to do a couch and a thing here. Other than that, I think this room at least is doing pretty well. And then I kind of did a little bit more terraforming stuff. Not a ton more. I didn't do a ton of that. Added in some lights out here. Oh, and then the other thing I did was I started to do. Ooh, that's my tea. That's my tea. I'll get that in a second. But I did some work on the I don't know what you call it. I don't know the term for this. If it's foundation, because I always think of foundations being in the ground. So I don't know if this counts as foundation. Maybe someone can correct me. But whatever this is, I worked on that. Which it you know, like it's not actually structural, but it just kind of balances it out and makes it look like this entire structure isn't just floating on like this tiny little piece of cardboard. Tess is like, I see a thing, totally know what you mean. Yes! I see a thing! There's a thing right there. I have to say, one of my favorite things of this room, I was really happy with this, and this guy right here. I don't know why, I just think that's awesome. Because to me it kind of looks like antlers, but not antlers. It's also like maybe some sort of driftwood or some sort of like, I don't really know, but I like it because it's like it's natural, but it's not. I don't know. It's just I like it. So, and I've got sort of like a parts graveyard happening over here. I was working on this couch. And I got it all together, got it all done, and then I put it in, and I just wasn't feeling it. You know, it was just one of those like, well, I like it, but it just wasn't feeling it. Not in that area anyway. So, yeah, the interior stuff, I had a lot of fun. That's where I kind of just kept rolling with it. I was like, well, I should go to bed, but I'm gonna do this. Hey, Dutch Tiger. Good morning. Actually, my tea is ready. I'm going to take 30 seconds, just pour my tea just so that I get some caffeine in me. One sec, guys. Hopefully the stream doesn't crash. I'm going to use the AFK screen. Your mileage may vary. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I got the tea, you know, all the tea all set up and ready to make it, but forgot to actually like hit the button. So anyway, so I've got this sort of like I've got this sort of parts shop graveyard happening over here. It all started. I was working on. I think I ended up doing. I was working on this thing over here, and I ended up putting it in here. I thought about putting it above the fireplace, but didn't. This little, whatever that is, and working on that, and just ended up spreading stuff all over the place. And then Cold Night came over, and helped me out. He dropped off a lamp and a vase, which are super cool and very useful. Because they don't have, like, it's so neat. They don't, with these lamps, the data is actually only like, or lamps, with these vases, the data is all like that. So like if I copy that, isn't that weird? Because it's like one voxel, I don't know. But anyway, so that's super cool, and he dropped that off so I could use them, which I have, and I love them. Haven't used the lamp yet, but I've used the vases. Art piece, Dash Tiger. That seems a much more eloquent way to say that thing. And just messing around with, like, I don't know. Made a couch. Had some like couch backs going on, which ended up just being too scaled up. So I ended up not using any of this, but. And then I was like. I started making, I was trying to figure out some furniture. I was thinking of like making a chest or like a, you know, like a armoire kind of deal for right here. You know, a really nice, big, I'm thinking burled wood, you know, nice, kind of older, almost like, you know, it's almost like a hand-me-down furniture kind of thing, you know, like something you'd get from grandparents or something. And, started out with this and was gonna add, you know, like stuff here. But then I was like, yeah, actually, when I got to this point, and I was like, you know, if I I got to this point, and I thought, you know, if I just like shrunk it down, if I took it in this way, brought it down this way, shrunk it down, basically shrunk it down in all three directions, I could end up with a cool little like console table. And then I actually kind of made it so these back pieces are not microvoxel, because this is like the not very smooth, though, you know, the single smooth microvoxel, so it's the kind of like a fatty microvoxel. And I kind of liked what happened if I put in solid voxels here, because one, it prevented deformations around where I put it in the when I put it in that sort of den area. It kept it from deforming the beams here, which was good. I didn't want it doing that. But it also just sort of, I don't know, I like it. I like what it did with the shape. Hi, Zyder. Good morning. I like how it, like, the house is so big that if I'm hanging out over here and I come in here, of course I didn't do it now, but like all this stuff has to reload. It's all deformed and stuff. It has to reload. That's how big this house is. Still haven't done anything with this. This is looking pretty lame. I don't know. I kind of see like almost. I was kind of thinking about using. Hey, Kamuma, Muma. I was thinking of like, well, I could cover this over with like so many vines and stuff. I could probably like. Where the green is almost sort of a backdrop, and it's sort of irrelevant. It's just providing background color, you know. That's what I was thinking, but I don't know. I've been playing around with a lot of different shapes for this sort of rail or whatever, the hedge rail, whatever you want to call it. Like, oh, Geekdomo! I got rated! Domo tribe, hey Domo tribe! I was watching, I can't remember the name of the game, but I was watching it for like the last half hour while I was eating my cereal. Domo raid! Thank you, Domo! So, I figured, well, if I'm gonna get rated, then I better back up and show what the heck I'm doing, so I'm not looking at the lamer, like, lamer stuff. Alright, so, yay! So when I got my new claim in Old Growth Forest, I figured I better christen the claim with a cabin. But I like doing more modern stuff, so to kind of, no, so to kind of keep up with that, I figured I'd do modern stuff, modern cabin, right? So this part, obviously, we're lacking roofs. Less on the roofing front. less here. Look, just ignore all that. Just look this way. So I'll do a little tour. How about that? I'll do a little tour. And I've got sort of parts graveyard over here. Just you don't see that. So I figured I'd kind of echo. So the main like feature of the house, I wanted to be this sort of front window, whatever, the beams and all this, the geometry of that. So I figured I'd echo that. I need to do some more work on this path, but I wanted to echo the shape. I need to thin it out a little bit. It had a few too many burgers. So coming in through here, lots of angled roofs, which has been you know, sort of my struggle over the last week. You know, my viewers have been, holy crap! I just saw my viewer count update. I went from like 15 to 61. Ah! Sweetness. Better get moving. Followed. Oh, thank you. But she doesn't have I don't have a beard. I actually, for this purpose, for that exact, I was kind of inspired. I need to get some yarn and like braid one. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe I'll go do that today in honor of being Domo rated. Oh god. So this, and this wasn't like that yesterday, and it got chewed up overnight. The little eremites came and totally messed that up. Eremites are termites. So, alright, so kitchen, again roofless, but you know, and I want to do some more with that fridge. It's sort of a placeholder at the moment. But I figured tungsten looks a little bit like a green granite. Arabeard, yeah. Sergeant Stakis takes off his pants and follows. Whew! Whew! Too steamy for me. Oh my goodness. Oh, Geekdomo's giving me instructions on how to beard. Yes! She's even got highlights in there. Oh man. So there's a picture of me. Maybe I should find it. I was actually on a plane, but when I had longer hair before I did this. I had longer hair, and so I was able to actually like braid it, and it looked, I don't want to say decent, because of course it didn't. It looked ridiculous, but it was one of those things, and it was all braided and dwarven and stuff. So, but then I did this, and so I can no longer do that. Stakis is always pantsless. Is that how they do it down under? Stakis never had a pants only Borat suit. God, jeez. All right, so and then that's burled wood with just couple different types, just to give some sort of thing. I figured this is like a fruit bowl, and then I covered up the bleeding with it's like a table, but it's not a table, it's a tray. I don't know. Kitchen needs some work. I still need to put in like a stove with like a hood, and I haven't really decided where I want to put the hood, because kitchen logic tells me it should either be on the island, which doesn't really quite work, or it should be like maybe here. That's what kitchen my woman intuition kind of tells me it should be like right here. Ooh, you just got sourced? What? I'm confused. God, it's going so fast now. Gold faucets? Maybe. At the moment, it's just like one of those door knockers, and I've got it sort of, I don't know. I got sourced. Sourced. What is this? I feel like I haven't been initiated. What does this mean? I feel silly. Oh God, I just realized, 1 second. Oh, I forgot the shortcut. Do the kitchen from Good Eats. It's a rather similar design. I love that show. I haven't seen it in a while, but I can now change the quality of my stream? Really? I didn't know. I thought you had to be a partner to do that because I'm not cool enough for that. Really? Really? I totally thought that has to be, I thought you had to be a partner for that. I'm going through Twitch's transcoding servers. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty awesome. Well, a lot of people have been asking about that, so I'm sure that's going to help a lot of viewers out. I know yesterday a couple people were it was lagging for them, but it was just them. It wasn't coming from me for once. All right, so this is sort of the workshop outdoor little. So I did this little, I don't know, patio thing, and then down into the basement. And I got the workshop stuff. I still don't have a sifter, and I need to make an alchemy station. I just haven't gotten to it. And I personally think it's kind of funny that I can turn on my planter. Is this a good idea? No. But it's kind of funny. Erin, hi, Rez. Yeah, it's temporary. Well, it'll have to just be my daily goal. Or whenever I can muster it goal. That's exciting. So this is going to be sort of a study. I still haven't made like a chair, and I was thinking I might make like a laptop or something, some technology in here. Got a little clock. This is a lot of people have asked me how I did this. This is the stone table flipped over. That's pretty obvious. But then these are the ornate picture handles, blown up but then pushed in so that you can't see the picture, you only see the handle. That's how I did that. We can keep rating her and then I can get partnered. Oh, that would be so lovely. I mainly want it just so that people can, one, turn off ads, but two, change the quality, because I know a lot of people ask about that, because that's not necessarily like, it's just your internet connection. You can't necessarily do anything about it. It's temporary unless she holds the viewer account and gets partnered. We should all follow her and help her. I agree. That would be lovely. If you guys could follow me, that would be sweet. So I wanted this workspace to be sort of separate but not completely closed off. So that's what this is kind of coming from. I might still pump these up to the fatty microvoxels. I did a twice smooth. Or no. This was the original, like, I had a microvoxel from, I don't know. What you doing Friday? Friday, I don't normally stream in the morning. So normally I stream Monday through Thursday and Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific. People can't turn off ads from sub anymore. They have to go to Twitch Turbo. I saw something like that, but I didn't think it actually happened. I thought they were just talking about it. That sucks. I wear pants for no woman. God. My internet connection can hardly handle mobile quality. That sucks. Yeah, see, and that's not necessarily even up to your control. Under your control. I mean, it depends on where you live, and you can't move for internet. That's not really. What does your character look like, and can you show me some of the emotes? I'm kind of emote stupid. I don't know a lot of the emotes. But at the moment, that's just my face. Just my face. And I'm wearing the Trailblazer duds. I'm wearing the Tech Commander stuff. Friday at 1700 EST, we do a Into the Portal. Yeah! Totally! Do I have to bring a beard, though? You guys all have beards. I'd feel... My chin would feel self-conscious. And when partnered, you do have to keep the dad-stream ratio. Geek knows more about it. Yeah, I know. Dat corporate America. But still, I mean, I don't know. I moved for internet. You did? Yeah, but so I have to do a shout out for Ira, because he actually, I didn't have Trailblazer at this. I didn't have Trailblazer till Saturday, and then Ira was just like, "You don't have Trailblazer?" And I'm like, "No." And he was like, he donated $40 so that I could get Trailblazer. And I was like, "Ah!" So I'm wearing this. The other outfit I got, which I love, is I sprung for it. I did this. I got my, what is it called? I always forget. White colonist encounter suit. Yeah. Makes me feel like I'm from Tron. But like the white version of, like a white, light, post-apocalyptic version of Tron. Tobran is basically beardless, but he can kind of. We now have super fancy unicorn, which is beardless. The whole beard thing is way overdone. She's in Japan for a month, so we have a spot. Yeah. You either need a beard or eat cookies nonstop. I eat cookies nonstop. I eat cookies for breakfast. Sweet. It's done. So anyway, office area will be. This is kind of the cabin of 1,000 stairs. So, and I'm lame. I don't make my stairs walkable because I think they're prettier this way, and that's my cabin. I get to do what I want. So, it's the right angle, like it's the right slope. Like if I had an invisible block and could put it right here and here, it would be walkable, but I don't care. Oh, not a riot. Yeah. That's right, it's either facial hair or sugar bomb snacks. Oh, I ran out though. I had gummy bears, but they're all gone. Yeah. So, bedroom over here obviously needs a lot more work. I haven't quite figured out the ceiling line for over here. Microvoxel railing, just because I thought it looked sort of like, I don't know, iron rod or something. And then a viewer idea was to put in a wine cellar, and I was like, that's a freaking amazing idea, so I did it. Got the wine cellar, it's all backlit and stuff. Before I got rated, I was about to look into doing sort of like a big old cabinet deal. I just ate Haribo on the stream this morning. Really? I missed it. I was watching from about, well, now. It was about 8:20 when I tuned in until right before I went live. So I missed it. It's destiny. Thank you, Tate. Thank you. So yeah, cabinet's gonna go right here. Some sort of like armoire cabinet, something looking hand-me-down. Because I feel like wine cellars kind of need to have that sort of, almost like a sense of history, if that makes sense. I don't know. This is probably, it's so weird, but this little pass-through is kind of one of my favorite parts of the house, just because I love the geometry of it. Like, I love the, like, this got all funky again. It was clean and now it's not. But I just really like the geometry. I like this, I like the colors, I like being able to see through it, I like all this. I really like it. Yeah, the bottles, yeah, I don't know if there's, I had these vertical. I really can't do much alcohol. My body does not process it very well. It's very ugly. So I don't really know much about alcohol, so I had these vertical. And then I was corrected by a couple viewers that were like, no, all right, you gotta put them sideways, so I did. I don't know. And then I made sort of a couple trays, like, so those are the stone tables flipped up, and then I thought that sort of looked like napkins. It's actually like a fungus. I find women with facial hair sexy. I dated a bearded lady once, and she rocked my world. Okay. I was drunk, and it was a biker bar. Oh my god. Dark chocolate covered slated. Oh, toasted coconut. I'm allergic. Sorry. New line tool would work well for a wine rack. I want to see like so line tool, instead of having to go like that, I want this to work. That would be really nice. Salted, okay, yeah, I was like, slated. Is this a food thing? Oh, Geekdomo, you don't drink either? Yeah. I think Omid would want to buy everyone a drink. He was actually, so I'm a local for them. I live in San Diego. So I'm trying to keep in contact with him because he's been pretty awesome. He hooked me up with a whole bunch of graphic codes, and so that was a lot of fun. So I've got a laundry room, or what will be a laundry room once the laundry fixtures are done. I'm still trying to figure out a way to do. Again, this is my woman, whatever. I really wanted to do those, the really nice washer and dryers, like that are like, they're different colors, and like, and they have that dome here. Like Samsung makes them, Maytag makes them. Like, I really want those. So, but I haven't been able to figure out a good, clean way to get a dome here. So Dave Dorchin stopped by my stream a couple days ago, and I was like, can we have a dome prop? Like seriously, or a spherical prop. Any sort of, if you look for props, there's no spheres anywhere. The closest you can get is the little bucket. This, if you can turn it, but it doesn't work. Devasaka's quit talking about Vegemite. Are you able to adjust the scale of placed objects? If so, you could use the new line tool and shrink it to fit. Yes and no. So props like these aren't voxels. They're 3D, I don't know the tech of it, but they're 3D objects that you can then manipulate. Like I can place down, do I have one? Yes. So this is a fern, and when I place it, I can manipulate the size of it and stuff. You know, I can do that. I can rotate it, you know, whatever. So I can do that, but you can't do that with voxels. So like, you know, what I've made, what the line tool does, places voxels. These can't be, like, even if I copied and pasted it, I couldn't scale it. Can't you stick a sphere shape in there? I tried doing that, but because the sides are so tight, so that even the smallest sphere, and even if it's inset very much, even if it's quite inset, it's still even if it's quite inset, what was it? Shift tab? Yeah. It just doesn't, like, even if I did some, okay. The deformations basically make it a problem, even if with like copy and paste and stuff like that. How's the backlighting done in the walls? Yeah, this place looks really cool at night. Basically, I've got, these are lanterns that I've just shoved up there and let them come down just enough so that you can turn them on and see the light. At night, this is also backlit. I've got just a lantern just shoved in there. Yeah, it got real lumpy. So, and this is what I've been working on the last 24 hours. Yeah, I love doing I've got some backlighting going on right here. I do a lot of backlighting stuff just because it really adds, even if it's something like the light right here, well, the light I actually have like within the planter, right? Like it doesn't actually, like the physics of it doesn't make a lot of sense. But, and it almost doesn't, I guess with this one it is pretty localized, but in a lot of cases when I do backlighting, it's not even that localized, so it just kind of adds dimension. Does that make sense? Like it just sort of, it just gives the, at night, it provides some ambient light, which is nice, but it also just provides dimension. The planter, I voxeled. I did this probably the third day working on this house. Just working with, did the, it's actually hollow too. I had dirt in there, but then I filled it to the point where it almost doesn't matter. I don't know. Hey, Kegel! So then down here, got this going on. Made this last night. Got some skylight. Roofs have been, hey Daddy-o. Roofs have been sort of the bane of this place, because as I've been working on it, I was just sort of, I wasn't going off of any building, I wasn't going off of anything specific, and so just sort of like, well, it feels like I need to step down here, it feels like I need to have a room over here, like, well, that makes it a real challenge to roof, because like, it's just lots of angles, and at first I was very set that every single piece of the roof needed to be angled. All right, see you, Cyberwolf. Every single piece needs to be angled, because this is a cabin, and it might snow, and flat roofs and snow don't really mix very well together. I saw something about wood grain. Yeah, I've got 2 wood grains. I've used burled wood that's burled wood on the floors. Something like, I think I'm up to like 12,000 burled wood in the floors. Also for the roof. That's burled wood on the roof. Fortunately, my life got a lot easier when they changed the ratio when you make it, so that you get 100 planks per raw wood. And yeah, I did backlight the cellar as well. So there's 5 lights back there, 3 here, and 3 here. It's just a nice trick. It's one of those things where, does it make sense that there's lights behind the barrels? No, but I don't know. I've kind of forgotten what I was saying. Oh, just in the roofs, like, just getting the geometry of it has been a challenge. So last night I just kind of banged it out and got the roof for at least this section, over here, and the entry. So at least I got some. Yeah, after a reset, what I basically have to do is slide out these, like slide out the barrel and stuff, and then I like come back here and turn them all on, and then undo it. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, it's one of those things where you almost don't even necessarily notice right away. I started this on Modern House number 2, on the second Modern House I did, where I put lighting behind the cabinets, behind the kitchen cabinets. And it was one of those things where, almost like track lighting or something, like if you had track lighting above your cabinetry. And it just kind of added dimension, and I liked it, so now I started using that trick a lot. Yeah, if we get water soon, it'll probably be oceans and lakes, rivers a bit later, because it's flowing. Yeah, flowing water, I know, is what's giving them trouble. I missed Dave Georgeson's stream, and bless his heart, he didn't set it so that it gets saved. So I missed it, and I can't see it now. I wish I was there. Those barrel holders. Oh, the barrel holders. I should have mentioned that. Barrel holders are tables. So these barrel holders are tables flipped upside down and scaled up so that you can only see the legs. It's real simple. Yeah. The suit reminds me of Fantasy Star Online. Yeah, I like it though. The only thing I have mixed feelings about the shoulders, about these. Like, yeah, they're cool, and I like that it glows, but it's just like, I almost kind of like would have like, I almost want a sleek version without the shoulder bulk. I'm on the Landmark homepage. Sweet. Yeah, I've gotten on there a few times. I love it because I love how they changed it, or how they did that, so that basically when Omid dropped by to tell me, he said something like, if you're within the first 3 or 4, okay, so if you're browsing Twitch and you're looking at Landmark, it's listed by how many viewers you have, right? So, all right, and he said, well, if you're in the first 3 or 4, you'll make it on there. But I think there's also maybe a minimum viewer count that you have. I've seen as low as 27, and I've been on there, so maybe like 20 or something. Because I've noticed, like, people, like, if you don't have more than, like, 10 viewers or something, you don't get on there. anyway, so down here, just to use the same planter. This is, I always kind of liked it because it had, what I liked about this plant for in this room was that it had height. It scaled really well. Well, it didn't have height. Its natural height's like less than half that size, but it scaled really well. But it also, it wasn't super dense. It had some nice color, and it wasn't overly tropical. Like I felt weird about putting some really obviously tropical plant in here because we're in the forest. I don't know, it felt a little weird. Sango says there are too many lights on the shoulders. Maybe one, maybe, but not 5 or 6. Yeah, it's a little dense, I think. I'd actually kind of like a version either with no lights or just take off the shoulder pad or shoulder armor. I think that would be cool. You know, just sort of the cloth of it. I think would be nice. I mean, they have their drawings they had in the what was it, building blocks video where they showed different costumes and stuff. It'd be really cool if, I mean, they had all these different versions of the same, like, you know, that one where sort of an Arabian look to it, you know, like, and there were a whole bunch of different versions, and it'd be cool if there was maybe a slightly different version of this. Yeah, the one in the top center, yeah. A Snow White version of the Zero Suit Samus, I guess. I don't know. I just think I don't know. I just feel like I don't need the bulk. I don't know. So, that's where we are. That's where we are right now. Also did the patio. Oh, and then the last thing that I did last night off stream was I did some of the. By the way, just a tip: if you're building, especially on any kind of hill like I'm doing, but like if you're building anything even remotely large, do yourself a favor. Make some platforms away a bit so that you can step back and see. Because I can't tell you how many times I've thought something looked really good or bad, you know, or whatever. I had an opinion of it when it was close up, and then I stepped back and it looked totally different. So I've made several of these now. I've got this one, and then this one over here. All right. Yeah, and by the way, I'm sorry if the chat went by really quickly for a while, so if I missed something that you said, if you had a question, just say it again if I missed it, because I'm not trying to ignore you by any means. It was just going really fast. Armgear says, I'm not being sexist, but I think it's funny how female gamers always seem to build awesome houses, and the first thing a guy tries to build will usually resemble something that could potentially kill. I don't know. This carries over from Minecraft for me. Like, for a long time in Minecraft, I really only did like the survival game of, you know, surviving, you know. But then I got really into building modern houses. But of course, because it's Minecraft, you know, and the tools are what they are, it's a little limited, right? I mean, that's kind of the point. God, I love the sunset. The sunset in Old Growth Forest is just, it's the reason I moved here. Arm gears, I resemble that remark. I don't know. So I mean, for me, it just sort of, it just carries over. Kapow. It just kind of carries over from what I was doing before. I don't know. But yeah, so over here in my sort of work area, oh, so a couple things. I still need to make a couch. I kind of want to finish off this room just because it's the only, I feel like it's the most complete, and I sort of just want to finish it off. I'm really liking sort of the balance it has. I like that it has sort of this, I like this. It was one of those things where I was just like, maybe that would look cool, and it kind of did. It was, I don't know. Thank you, Conquistador. Thank you. Margaret says, I ran a modded Minecraft server for a while. I'm having issues transitioning into not having all the machines and stuff that I'm used to. Yeah, I think as far as like redstone goes, it sure looks to me, where'd it go? There's something in here called solid spark. Of course, now I can't find it. It was in here. Maybe they took it out. It's possible they took it out. Well, no one was looking. But there was a material in there. It was called solid spark, and it said something like gives off a small amount of static electricity or something like that, which sounds to me like it's going to be redstone, essentially. So I think we can kind of look forward to that when they'll get into, when they'll get into implementing that. Who knows? Hey, Bad Moose. Good morning. They removed it. Well, yeah, I mean, like, I don't see it anymore. It used to be right here where, of course, you couldn't get it. But it was sort of not, sort of like diamond or elemental Ethereum where, no, you can't get it right now, but you could see it. Dash Tiger says they're going to give us a tool to have switches and other interactive props. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. God, there's just so many features where it's just like, I want all the features right now. I can't even imagine how they're trying to figure out how to divide their time. I mean, I'm assuming different people are working on different stuff, but can you show the house outside? Yeah, I can just show it again. Sure. So don't mind them. It's like part of our dust, right? So don't have roofs on quite a bit of it, and there's still a lot to go. I didn't realize when I was building this how big it was. My other houses that I've made, even the largest one was maybe half the square footage. Hey! Thank you, Topographic! Thank you for the donation. That means a lot to me. I'm trying to afford a new CPU and MOBO to try to increase the quality of the stream. So that's going to go straight towards that. Thank you very much. Yay. Memo says, evening is nearly 5 p.m. I know. You silly people. I used to be very, very, very good at mentally sort of processing time zones because I played EVE a lot, and pretty much all of my the vast majority of my courtmates were either in England, a lot were in Germany, a lot from the Netherlands, a lot of Dutch people. I don't know how that happened, but yeah. Yeah, Topo rocks. Thank you, Topographic. Yeah, Tess, I don't know how in the world it got so big. It just happened. Well, actually, I do know exactly how. So one thing, and I've said this before, when you're building, if, like, a lot of people have asked me, like, well, how do you know what to build? Like, how do you know how to plan stuff? And I'm like, I don't. I don't plan it at all. That's how I end up with problems like roofing stuff. But what I've said to them is just like, well, maybe start with what you know, and then just kind of keep building. Well, that's not a good plan. It's sort of like if you're like an old drawing rule. I remember from the couple of years I took an art class for art classes. Like when you're drawing, if you're trying to draw something accurately, you plan the whole thing out and then you go fill it in stages, right, or whatever. The worst thing you could do would be to like do the eye and then radiate out, right? But if you don't know what you're building, if you don't have a plan, I think it is better to just go ahead and start with like, okay, I know I want I started here. If you look at the first stream for this house, I started with this room. I started with this window, and I sort of got the beams here, and I said, well, okay, now I need an entryway. All right, then I did that. And it just sort of organically happens like that. I think if you're just stuck, just start anywhere, and then and then what happens is you'll run into problems. Like here, the problem I ran into is my claim boundary is right there. I didn't plan that out in the best way possible, okay? Right? And I didn't want to just pick up my claim and move it, so it meant that I necessarily had to have a corner here. Okay, well then once I know I have to have a corner here, you know, how can you then, like, it basically, it affects how you, you know, you can plan on the fly, is what I'm trying to get at. Thank you, Fear. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It's because it's been so big, it's taking a long time. It's taking most of my other 3 houses each took like a week. This one's taking a long time. I've already been on it for, I think, 9 days, 10 days. Holly says, yeah, nobody has a plan. It's just there someday. It is just like that. Kind of. Templates are your friend. Yeah, this is the first house where I haven't used, I did use the bed template again. It's the same bed I've used for each house. I've changed, every time I've changed up like the textures and I've changed up stuff, I'm still not completely happy with it in the sense I kind of want, the bedspread needs a little more. Geekdomo says, yeah, this castle I'm doing is going to take me forever. What? Follows Maximus, thank you! Oh my god! Thank you so much! His comment is, because I have no pants to put my money in. Thank you so much! That, you know what that is? That's between, so you, Topographic and Phallus Maximus, you guys just bought my cooling for my, you guys just bought my cooling for my, I've been looking at, the parts. I'm gonna upgrade that's so cool. I'm gonna upgrade the CPU, the MOBO, and the cooling, right? Because I want to overclock it. Not a new computer. I can't do the whole thing all at once, but I am gonna do those 3 in one shot. So, and the cooling I'm looking at is the Corsair something. It's like $60. So you guys just buy it for me. Thank you so much. That's awesome. No pants is always a good thing, says Critical Strike Baka. I'm getting to agree. H100 is a great cooler, but I was looking at it. That's the one with the double fan, right? So I was looking at I want to say it's the H60, I think. So I'm looking at the H60, and then the one that's like the next step up, where it's like, I think it's $80. I think it's the Corsair H80. Okay, yeah, Geekdomo was saying the Corsair H80 is the $60 one. I actually have it. Hold up. So I'm looking at the parts I'm looking at. I'm looking at so I want to make sure I get the new socket, so that's going to last me a long time. And so I'm looking at the i7 4820, but unfortunately the motherboards for that socket are all really expensive. I'm looking at the Asus, it's the P9X79, and then the Corsair liquid cooling. I'm very hardware stupid. I hate hardware, to be honest. It stresses me out because it's one of those, like, you can actually, if you screw up, if you mess up, it's not like software where the worst thing that can happen is you have to reformat. Like, you can actually turn your hardware into a lump of metal. And I feel like I have bad electronics karma or something. So if any of you are like really into hardware, if you got, for anyone, hardware buffs, if you want to send me a message, I'd love to sort of double check that I'm not being an idiot, because it's a lot of money to sink into something that's not correct. Like he says, yay, lumpy metal. Yeah. Ariston, you sound much better today, no more sickness. I'm still a little, like, I feel at least like my voice is solid now. I feel like I'm probably not going to lose it. So that's good. That's what I was really afraid of. I was really afraid of losing my voice. I'm not 100%, but I feel well enough. Oh, Crystal Strike Vodka. Yeah, he mentioned the EQN tome. I have heard, I do know what you're talking about. I don't have the link right now. I don't have the link in front of me. But but it's really nice. So I use the EQN tome and the wiki. Between the two, you can pretty much answer any sort of factual, in-game factual kind of thing. Like for crafting, like tome is great for crafting. But the wiki, you can see more like, you can get sort of the bigger picture. Make sure you use Arctic Silver thermal paste on your CPU. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not that expensive either. It's not like, it's not worth skimping there. Double raid in the world is a better place. Choose on some pants. God. Oh my gosh, I missed it. I don't know how I missed the sound, but thank you so much, Tarragon Dragon. Thank you so much. I missed the sound when it happened. I must have been blabbing. I'm a little bit of a chatty Cathy, so I'm sorry, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yay! He says, "Yay for girl gamers." I should say, she says, "Yay for girl gamers. We do exist. Keep on streaming." Yeah. I have a new message. I have a feeling like it may have to do with hardware, since that's what I was just saying. Can you message me? Yeah. So I have the parts picked out that I'm looking at, and I'm hoping. I think it's gonna work. I think it'll work with everything I have, but I just don't want to be a moron. It's not my area. It's not something I'm, you know. Sergeant Saga says, TDU, lovely lady, way to go, girls. Yeah. Morgan. He says girls are a myth on the internet. Girls are a myth in Eve, though. It's legit there. I think statistically it's like 7% female, 93% male. It's ridiculous. Tess knows what I'm talking about. Tess and I, we both face the same problem. And then the eternal dilemma of, do I speak in TeamSpeak? Big question, you know, life's big questions. Girls in pants are a myth. Yeah, I feel dressed up today. I'm not doing sweatpants. I have actual jeans on. Sango! Thank you so much! Oh my god! Thank you so much! Man, he says, nice job, hope this helps. Thank you so much, it does help! Oh my god, because like I said, I'm trying to afford the CPU Removo. Which, unfortunately, since I'm going for the new socket, which makes sense in terms of the longevity, I don't want to have to upgrade after a year. Or rather, I don't want to have to replace the motherboard if I want to upgrade the processor in the next couple of years. Geekdomo says, you guys rocks. You do rocks. You guys do rocks. So, but unfortunately, the motherboards are all like, you basically add $100. So. Terkon says, I never used to speak in TS so my guild wouldn't find out. Yeah, I had issues speaking in TeamSpeak for a long time. And then I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I was just like, and then, you know, and of course there was a very long time where I was the only girl. Actually, no, I take that back. There was one other girl, but she was slightly disabled. She was mute. She could not speak. And so, you know, I was the only girl who would talk, and then of course if we had any guests or anything in TeamSpeak, then there would be the inevitable, oh my god, you know, whatever. Dutch Tiger says, I was going to say I know a few girls on Eve, a lot of them don't like to talk on TS, it's true, yeah. Buy all the new things, yes. Why are you streaming now? I'm at work. Adric, this is the time I always stream, Adric. But I do make sure everything is archived, and I do put everything on YouTube now. I'm still working on getting a more efficient pipeline or whatever. My pipeline is still retarded, but it works. Oh my god, it's going so fast. I can't keep up. One day stream and your PC is founded. I know, you guys are just so nice. Geekdomo, you have like the nicest, well, between the two of us, we have pretty much the nicest viewers on the planet. Oh man. I was a guild leader. They thought I was a guy for such a long time. Yeah. I was actually quite surprised when I became CEO in Eve of the corp I was in. And it was one of the largest, and one of the most, frankly, one of the best corps in wormhole space. And I encountered a little bit of resistance that I think until I kind of proved myself, I think being a girl didn't help. Because it's a very tough world out there in Eve. Sango had said, yeah, the motherboard was one of the most expensive pieces of my computer, but I had to buy an Asus. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I have to go Asus or bust, and yet it's like $240 for the, what did I just say? P9X79. I don't know. Critical Strike Vodka says, Critical Strike Vodka says, Era, I'm the social media guy for the company that runs the Tome website. Would you mind if I threw the link? Oh yeah, go for it. Link away. It's a really it's an extremely useful tool, especially if because at this point in alpha, there's no way, if you're away from a crafting station, you can't just look up the recipe somewhere. There's no skill book or something where you can just look up the recipe. So it's really nice to have a third-party site. My old WoW guild had a female gnome main tank, but she was also a damn good tank. Oh, and hey Rama, I saw you say hey, and then it just is going so fast. I love it. Keep it going. It's just, and I apologize if I miss your comment. I'm not trying to ignore you. It's just I multitask poorly. Tarragon Dragon says, yeah, I think that's why I didn't let on, sort of like my real life job, a lot of chauvinism, but man, I don't care. I do a damn good job. Screw 'em. Yeah. So, the eternal struggle. It's nighttime now in the world of Landmark, at least on my server. I feel like it's a lot harder to build. Maybe I'll just go, and yet I don't need to chop wood anymore because the changes I made. What do I do with my life? Wait, I missed that. What site has recipes? Well, if Crystal Strike Vodka just linked it. The Tome website. It's an online tool that lets you look up, let's say you're out in the wild trying to get your elemental rubicite for your pick or something, rather than having to find someone's crafting bench and look up the recipes and then forget it. By the time you get back to money, you can look it up. I'm loving the look of this room at night, Era, so cozy. Actually, I should kind of show the lighting. Makes a big difference at night, so I'll do that, and then I need a lot of silver for all those lights, so I figure I can get some silver. Yeah, I've really been trying to make lighting important, because at the moment they did brighten up the lights a little bit, or rather, they didn't brighten them, but they extended the radius that the lighting affects. They did that a bit when they introduced the biomes, but the new biomes, tundra and old growth forest. But it still takes a lot of lights in order to make the room feel lit. What server am I on? I'm on Serenity's Spine. I'm really close to the portal. I'm very happy with my claim. I was one of the people who stayed up. We were all hanging out in Yamino's channel while they were patching this, and Dave Georgeson was just amazing in answering our questions and stuff. So I stayed up, got that claim. Actually, I had a claim over here, then I ended up on Courage because Serenity was glitching. Ended up here. How's the throat today? Honey's working? Honey is working. Honey is working really well. I think I'm out of the woods when it comes to losing my voice. I don't think I'm going to lose my voice yet. Or now. I think. Wildcat says, I wish they fixed the candelabras. I agree. I don't remember where I have one somewhere. Maybe I don't. Maybe I took it out because the lighting on it just has virtually no effect. It looks nice, but it has virtually no effect. Dave Georgeson did say, and I don't know if he'd appreciate me repeating it, because he said in a very sort of non-committal way. You know, obviously things get pushed, but he did say that they're working on some new lights, which would be cool because these work with what I'm doing. Like, it's not that they look horrible with it. It's just it would be cool to have some options that if there's something a little cleaner, like that would be, I'd appreciate it. Geekdomo mentioned honey lemon. I cannot do lemon. Ever since I've got some health stuff, and so I had to take a so for a test I had to take, medical test I had to take, I had to drink this god awful stuff that they flavored with lemon. I can no longer, I become physically ill now if I smell lemon, taste lemon. I can't do it. Whether it's fake, real, or fake or real, doesn't matter. Can't. So, honey will have to do. I just can't. So down here, I'm still debating about whether I want to light, how much I want to light this place up and where. Good morning, Cold Night. Chemical lemon, indeed. Dave also mentioned new lights in his stream, and also I believe voxels that give off light. Yeah, like a glow stone would be amazing. Sprays lemon pledge all over the place. Yeah, there was, what was it? I started to, like, you know, a couple weeks after the fact, I started clean with like pine sol or something. I had to throw it out. I just couldn't. I was just like, you know, it was bad. Slammed face into a bowl of lemons. No! Lemon pledge. It smelled, I don't want to think about this. But it was like if you took the nastiest, oh God, it was just gross. I can't do it. I don't even, but, so, lighting down here is going to be a little bit of a challenge, I think, because, oh, my tea. Cold Night arrives, the pro builder. I know, he's so, like, he dropped by, and thank you, Cold Night. I was mentioning earlier, you know what, I found several uses. He dropped by and gave me this vase here, which is, look at this. All the data is in one voxel, so if you do this, it'll actually, look at that. How cool is that? And the lamp. And I've used both. I used the vase down here. Here, although it's recolored there. I love how it went from, the dirt actually makes it look like some sort of treated pottery. And here, I'm going to show you where I used the lamp. You're going to laugh at me. I didn't use it as a lamp. I used the lampshade. Look at what I did. Yeah! It's on my smokestack. That's totally the lamp. I just recolored it and stretched it. So thank you so much for letting me use that, because that worked out nice. Cold Night says, I'm not critical of others, only you, Geekdomo. Armgear says, right, so no go and no coconut and no lemons. I'm taking notes. I know. I'm a peculiar being, I guess. Radio Log says he was laughing with you. Oh God. But yeah, I thought that worked pretty well for the, you know, I don't know the term for that, but at the end of the chimney or whatever. So that rain doesn't get in there. All that weather that we don't have yet. I can't remember what server the EQN tome character is on. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to take just a sec and warm up my tea so that it doesn't get too cold, because you can't rewarm tea. It's not okay. But hot tea into cool tea makes it warm, so that's okay. Dinner and movie first. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, God. What is happening? So I still have quite a bit to do, as you can see. I want to be struck by lightning. And then we'll have lightning creepers and stuff. Oh, man. So, okay. So the reason for this is a couple of my viewers mentioned that since I have my, so I have my basement down here, okay, and I've got my tools and stuff, and I made sure to put my smoky tools away in that corner. And specifically just, I mean, this was again one of those things where I had them originally here, but then my smoke came up into my kitchen, and that's not a great look. So I decided, okay, let's put it over here, and which at least puts it outside. It's a start, right? So now the mountain is smoky instead of looking like a kitchen fire. All right. And someone mentioned, hey, what if you put in like a hot tub? Which I think is great. I think that's a great idea. So, but then I was like, well, if I put a hot tub here, the front door's right here. It's sort of creep mode. Like if you had like someone knocking on your door and they're like, ooh, look at your hot tub. I don't know. Like it just, doesn't that seem weird? Like, I was just like, I need to put like a fence here or like a divider. So I was thinking a hedge. And so I roughed one in. This is not finished. Roughed one in. And I just sort of, I need to, I don't know. Meat equals money? Where does meat equal money? Geekdomo says, these guys are great, like I told you, but they keep trying to date me too. It comes with a package. Oh, you shouldn't have used the word package. Oh, God. Oh. Arm Gears obliging with a picture of a creeper. Oh, God. Everyone needs a hot tub. Yeah, exactly, Tarragon. I figured this, and it would sort of look maybe like a little like Steam, I think is the premise. It might, I don't know how it'll work out when it's scaled in, because a hot tub really shouldn't be much bigger than, say, this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Meat equals money. Is that a Planet Explorer reference? Oh, is that the game that you were playing earlier? Got it. Makes much more sense. Yeah, because I heard you talking about meat, and I'm like for eating? Package Stockus approves. And no meat. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right. So, let's see. And I am, again, when I get to this phase of the build where, well, I'm not really even supposed to be there yet because I don't have the build itself. The rooms aren't done. I still need to do just a low-hanging cloud or a group of Cribane. Was it Cribane? Cribane? Is that what it was in Fellowship of the Ring? Cribane? Is that right? The birds? Okay. I shouldn't be at this point in the build yet, but I am feeling kind of ADD about build, where I'm like, I'm gonna build over here, and then I'm like, I'm gonna build over here. I don't know. General question, says Kimball. How is it that someone can use their emoticons in every chat? I have a Geekdomo and Omid emoticon. If you subscribe, that's one of the cool things. If you subscribe to somebody, the emoticons that you get from them work anywhere. Which is why you can see like Domo Tribe and Omid and stuff. That's actually probably one of the most exciting things I think about being partners. You can do that. You can do the emoticons and stuff. Alright, see you, Dutch Tiger. Thanks for dropping by. Fail, Kimball. You will not post it. Slurpy tea. Slurpy. Alright. So I'm still trying to figure out the roof. I know I want it pretty high. I don't know where I want to put the range and hood, because if I put the range hood here, it's going to block the view, which is kind of the point. I have a really nice view. That's the whole reason I moved to this spot. Aramite, right? All right, not yet. Yeah, not yet, Rama, but you know that's gonna be like the first one I put, right? Is my Aramite. So a little background on Aramites, since I've got a bunch of new faces in chat. So Aramites are, I have a tendency to build into mountains. I have a tendency I push the buildings into the mountains, like, you know, all these rooms, right, into the soil. Well, and I've mentioned, well, that would, in the real world scenario, that would be pretty disastrous. This would be, because this building is like made out of wood, and so this would be like a dinner buffet for some termites. And so, and Rama and a couple others were like, well, that's it then, we're just going to have to tweak the developers and make them put in termites, and then they'll blame you. Everyone's going to blame you, because of course, if people were suddenly losing their buildings to termites, this would be the most displeasing development, and I would become the scourge of EverQuest Next Landmark. I agree, Sergeant Chakas. I do need emotes. I want them, but I'm not cool enough yet. I need to become approximately 400% more cool. And topographic, very, oh god, oh no, no squeaking, more tea. Type in, topographic very kindly provided all the Domo emotes. Indeed, saying no termites in Landmark. So Aramites, of course, then it became Aramites. So, over 9,000! Yes. God, I can't even imagine, you know, like, occasionally I'll go on, you know, I'll just be browsing streams, and you'll see a stream with, like, you know, 10,000 viewers, even 1,000 viewers. I'm like, that would be so hard. Like, I have trouble keeping up with chat and you know, making sure that I'm not slipping over, you know, even with, like 100 of you, which my record so far was 114, so I'm extremely pleased about that. Who needs trees? Termites, oh god. Yes, I agree. And so termite, and also Aramites seem, their destructive power is not limited to wood. It can kill my XSplit. It can kill, it can cause all sorts of like sound issues. It's, they're powerful. They cannot be released into the world because they're just too much. So I need some silver because I'm a light addict. And I'm probably blowing right past some iron. Oh god. Chat becomes useless at 10,000. Chat is just spam at that point. I am very fortunate that, I figure you mean probably not actual spam, although probably some of that too. I've been very fortunate that I've been kind of passed over by all the bots and spam and stuff. Now that I say that, it'll probably happen, but hopefully not. Now I'm getting a lot of spam messages to that effect, but... we gotta get y'all learned up on OBS. I tried OBS, that's the first one I tried before I paid for XSplit. My experience with OBS is that I very much liked it, but I ran into issues that I could not seem to solve, being audio lag. And it wasn't a constant audio lag either, so I couldn't just like, you know, say offset the picture or whatever. Basically, in the beginning of the cast, it would be off by maybe like 2 seconds. By the end, it would be off by 30 seconds. You know, so it was a non-linear kind of audio lag, and it was just, I don't know. Now, I haven't tried it since I got the SSD, and obviously, you know, so when I first started streaming, I didn't have my SSD yet, and I am eternally grateful to you guys who found me during that point, and when I was streaming at that point, because I don't know how you put up with it. I don't. And I remember feeling kind of embarrassed because I was like, well, I'm putting a lot of work into the stream, but you can't, it's virtually, you couldn't even understand me because the audio lag and the choppiness was so bad. So I'll be eternally grateful for you guys who kind of stuck with me through that. But then I got the SSD, put the game on it, and then Windows on it. And it was just amazing. So I haven't actually tried OBS since then. So I probably should. Domo is OBS master, so I hear. I believe it. OBS is greater than XSplit. Yeah. Like, I have no objection to OBS. It's just that in the past it didn't work for me. It's one of those, like, I don't object to it on some sort of, like, fundamental level or anything. I didn't find that it worked. Geekdomo said, huge XSplit Pro here, and since I got taught about OBS, I'll never go back. I know a lot of people say that, and I want to believe. I had so many issues. What rings do you use when I harvest? I suck at changing my gear. You know, like, I never remember. I think you're supposed to use a discovery and a strength, but I never remember. Malefic Gamer says, very nice that the Domo raid really worked. Your viewer count has stayed up. Awesome. I'm a believer in raiding. I wish I could remember to do it at the end of my streams more often, because it's just such a good thing. I mean, no one loses, everyone wins. You know, when people raid, when streamers raid other people. Padawan, I approve. It's EverQuest, run with it. Galamir had said, yeah, but then you see that there's something the size of a Reaper in your cellar. You really do need the Orkin Man. Oh, it could be like I just realized, like, the game mechanics could actually turn into a resource sink or a gold sink, because you could either sink resources by having termites destroy them, remove resources from the economy, or you could, like, pay, like, an NPC exterminator. Minigame. Oh my god! Oh jeez. Anyway, yeah, I'm a big believer in raiding. I need to remember to do it more often with other people, because it's just a good thing. Streamers gotta look out for each other, I think. You said you needed some silver. It's not that I'm not saving up for it or anything. It's just I always need more lights. So I'm trying to get more silver for more lights, and iron too. I'm doing a crappy job at mining, because I'm reading chat, and chat is at the moment more interesting than mining. Malefic Gamer had said, I'm happy that Domo found someone else to raid, because Wes, We Are the Romantics, gets raided all the time. Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. I'm having a grand old time. I think I got it. I saw Sango. Yeah, Sango's here, and Spada. Yeah, a wild Sango appeared. New emote stock SEL. Oh gosh. What am I even doing? Iron or something? By the way, I've mentioned this before, and it's probably something you're already familiar with, but just in case you're newer to the game, if you're trying to farm anything that you can build with, so silver, burled wood, anything like that, if you change your material, it gives you a nice counter. So it's very nice if you're trying to figure out, like, if you're building a pig and you need a certain amount of burled wood to get the planks. Less of an issue right now with the current fix they have, but if you're trying to get a certain amount of something, do that. Won't work for, like, elemental silver, but it'll work for normal silver. Rama says, no one ever raised me. I guess not streaming doesn't help. It doesn't. I'd raid you, Rama. The Sanctus Nex? The Sanctus Nex? Is that I don't know how to say this name, but Says, I wish I could have woken up early enough to join Domo's raid. QQ, still find your stream through Domo's Twitter. Yeah! Oh, Domo, you tweeted me. Or through Domo's Twitter? Twitter? Twitter. What are Sango's special attacks? I don't know. Ooh. Spada? That's a lot of silver. Are you sure? You sure, bro? Or, you sure, lady? Thank you. Oh my god, I just realized cheering with the pick in my hand looks really violent. Like, like an angry mob. I tweeted me? Oh. I tweeted ya? Thank you, Geekdomo. Thank you very much. A bit under 50 minutes ago. Has it been that long? It has. It's not Twitter, it's carrier Twitter. Thank you very much, Beta. That'll... Do I have enough then to just be like, okay, let's go make some lights? No, just go make some lights. Put lights everywhere! I love lights. Maybe I will. Carrier Raven. Sounds like StarCraft to me. Woo! Is that exposed silver? Looks like it. Let's say 12. Let's say 12. Spada, are you the same? Are you the same person? That's what the timestamp on the tweet says. I don't make them, I just read them. God, I am the worst at... I need to put on timestamp. Oh no, I have them. Okay, cool. There we go. I kept wondering, like, why everything was... So, like, Dave Jorson's, you know, I follow him and I kind of, whenever there's a patch, he's the one I kind of keep an eye on to see if the game's back up. Or whatever. And I kept noticing, wow, it's behaving really oddly. It keeps saying for the first hour, it keeps saying like a moment ago he tweeted. I'm like, but that's been there for like 20 minutes, so how can it still be a moment ago? My clock was wrong. This is why I don't trust myself with hardware decisions. Sergeant Taka says, maybe that's where I'm going wrong because I'm using a carrier duck with one leg. You just said duck with Rama in chat. Do you know what you've done? Do you know what you've begun? I got ducked. I got ducked utterly hard. He came by and I had a big gold duck here, which, Rama, I still need to give you back the gold for that because I cleaned it up, which of course put it back in my inventory instead of yours. So if you want to drop by and I can give you back some gold. But he had a gold one right here. I had like a couple white floating ducks right here and here. What the duck? Yes. Yeah, I got ducked. And then, has anyone else encountered this? I've been, I need to submit it. I keep forgetting. So if has anyone else encountered this where basically, like this used to be Rama. This used to be Rama and is no longer. And of course, I can't change anything. It doesn't stay that way. Like I can change him, but then it'll just put it back. This will be the one time it works. Yeah, see, like it put it back. Has anyone else encountered that? Am I alone in that? I need to, I looked on the forums, I didn't see anything referencing it, except I got distracted before I could actually post about it like I should. I don't know. I'm not a number, I'm a free man. No, you are a number. You're a very long number. You're so long a number you can't even see the whole thing. So I guess you're very complex. I guess if you had to be a number, you'd want to be a complex one. Almost done. Where? Can you hit the X to delete it? Nope. Well, was ist das? What is this? Ducks rock when they have all their legs. Don't most animals rock when they have their legs? What? Are you sure about that? That's a lot of lights, bro. That's a lot of lights. Okay. Is there a slash thanks? Is there a slash? No. The answer is no. But thank you! Thank you, Alistair! I'm gonna go make me some lights. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like the build. I just keep... It's gonna get there, guys. It's gonna... You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, like... If you've ever been driving in some suburb where, you know, maybe in 2007 they were, you know, pre-bubble, or economic collapse, they were doing a lot of construction, and then they maybe halted because the funds ran out. It's kind of reminds me of that. That happened a lot in my, not so much where I live now, but before I moved, there was a lot of that, where you get sort of these ghost developments, which are really creepy, because they're like new houses, but they're falling apart. The Sanctus Nex. I'm never going to get that name right. I apologize. You are not a number, nor are you a man. You're one of those special characters like and, or ampersand, or cross. It can't be deleted. Good to know. I know. What have I done to myself? I'm going to get ducked. It's Era's birthday today. It's my birthday. God. I'm so not giving her silver. She'll punch me with her pick. I know! Like, I have... So... Is this recreatable, or is this just the thing that happened? I don't know. It's totally... Yeah, it totally looked violent. Like, if I had an axe in my hand... Look like an angry mob. With, like, a little more cheer. Actually, no! Like, I've got my fist, like... Cold Knight says, Era, you inspired me to stray away from fantasy building. I tried making more sci-fi. Ooh! I want to see you doing sci-fi. Ooh! I like that. I like those. They look like joysticks or something. And then, like, what? I don't even... The torch back there? That looks really cool. Yeah, I mean, originally, before the biome release, I originally wasn't going to move my claim. I loved my claim before. And I decided, you know what? I love the old growth forest so much, I have to move there. Okay. So I did. But before I did that, I was planning on doing a sci-fi build, and I still want to. All I know, I have no idea about the floor plan, none of that. All I know is I want to use iron, emerald. Iron and emerald being the two kind of main colors or main materials. And a rocket pick, Cold Knight, that's pretty awesome. So I wanted to do that. I wanted it to be tall, that's all I knew. But then I ended up doing the cabinet set. Oh, hey, Dephonic, how you doing? Says stopping by to say hello before I start a 30-hour stream. I've seen that. What? So I actually haven't. The people that I follow in general don't do the longer streams, like the 24-hour streams, 30-hour streams. How does that work? Like, I mean, you take like food breaks and pee breaks and stuff still, right? Like, or you just like be like, nope, diaper mode. Here we go. You know, like, no, I've seen you, Dephonic. I've seen you. I just haven't like. 30, like, I've wondered, how does that work? I just haven't had I haven't had the opportunity to drop in on like a super long stream like that. How does that work? Like, you still take breaks and stuff, or no? Cray cray. That's totally. Dephonic is a machine. I believe it. If you're doing 30-hour streams, that's really intense. How much caffeine do I go through? Oh, I think you meant him. Diaper mode, yeah. Lots of coffee and Red Bull. Hold 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, if I start a stream without some tea, I know I can tell the difference. I hope you guys can't. I hope you can't, but I know I sure can. Although yesterday I had to switch to black tea because I ran out of my green, which has a much higher caffeine content. And so I went with my normal 3 cups within about an hour. So after the stream yesterday, I did a shorter stream because I was trying to preserve my voice. After that, like, I felt like I felt drugged. Like, I felt like, like, you know, like piano wire or something was like, you know, like something against piano wire. Oh, what was it? Piano wire. It totally just reminded me of, I was watching, it was, Howard Shore was in, I want to say Prague, directing their orchestra, their orchestra to do, or their symphony to do Lord of the Rings, and they described how they did some of the sound effects for the industry of the industry of Isengard, and they showed how they did it, and I had a seizure almost, because one of the ways they did it was they took a piano, the piano wire, they took the lid off, and they were taking chains and dragging them across, and I was just like, oh my god, it's not like are they using, I hope at least a piano at the end of its days, like, I'm like, oh my god, I can't even afford a piano, they're so expensive, and they are taking chains across and like whacking, I'm like, oh my god. Do you have Skype or TeamSpeak? I'll chat with you for a few minutes to give you some info and stuff. I'm talking to another streamer now. Right now? I thought you were streaming. I thought you were about to stream right now. I used to play Star Wars Galaxies for 24 hours. I have done that. I've done that in Eve. And that's where I got... One moment. That's why I got these babies. And yes, I know I'm about to reveal something kind of sad about myself. These work really well. These work really well. And I thought they were ridiculous. I bought them thinking, you know what, these are probably not going to work very well at all, but if they help at all, because I wear contacts and my eyes get really dry. For Eve, where I was like watching, we had invaded another wormhole, which no entendre intended there. But if no alchemy table, no, I don't have one. So I got these thinking, well, that way, you know, whenever we invade a wormhole and I need to watch the wormhole, you know, because for a reinforcement timer, it's like an hour, a day and 13 hours. Well, you have to make sure that no one comes to back them up, so you have to really watch. And so those help. Gunners for the win, indeed. Have I seen the Super Con? I haven't. I know, the last like week and a half, I've been really out of the loop because I got jury duty and I got put on a trial last week, which was a very interesting experience. I went in really ready to hate it, ready to just like, you know, like everyone's telling me, oh, just say you hate lawyers, just say you hate cops, just get out of it, right? And then I got in there, like you don't kind of realize when you get there, when they're doing voir dire and they're asking you questions, you know, to vet if you're a suitable juror. It's not private. You're there in front of all the other jurors. You've been sworn in. You're in front of a judge. All the lawyers. The defendant is there. All this stuff, right? So standing up and BSing about why you're not suitable for the trial, trying to get out of it. I couldn't do it. So I ended up, and now that it's over, I can actually talk about it. It basically, there was a meth dealer, you know, in one of the other high-rise condos very close to here. Put him away. Guilty on all 3 counts. He not only did he conspire to sell meth, which is the least of it, he had like 97 grams in his condo. And then in his safe, he was a really classy guy. He had a safe with like a total of 45 grand cash. So this lockbox had like 45 grand in cash, a scale to weigh out his drugs, and then a couple bottles of GHB. We put him away. It's a really strong case. I need prescription gunners, eyes like footballs. No. We did. Geekdomo. I'm not joking. The instant that they read the charges, this guy, he was an older, very dapper gentleman, bald, glasses. We put Walter White away. Basically. San Diego version of Walter White. I'm very lucky I get out of juries by default. How's that? How do you get out of jury? Are you like a government employee or something? Or crime analyst? I know, like, if you're too close to law enforcement, they tend to let you go because you're gonna find, like in this case, that most of the testimony was from cops. They do make prescription ones, I thought. If you go to the site, and I don't know how that works. I didn't personally go into that, but they do make them. I don't know how it works, but Alistair, you've already traded me things. You don't need to. Okay, hold up. If you just want to give me some copper, I have everything else. That way you don't have to like waste your mystical alchemy station. Because I'm missing. I think I just need the copper for it. I just haven't been able to get up the gumption to go look for copper. I am the one who knocks. I still haven't start running to Liberation Valley. Oh, is it? Yeah, so, yeah, I'm on, okay, alright, thank you so much. Thank God. Yeah, I'm on Serenity Spire, really close to the portal if anyone wants to just come and hang out. I'd never be allowed in a courtroom. Apparently they like pants. Yeah, they recommended a dress code. It was like, you should come in business casual. And people, like, I noticed I asked the lawyer afterward, when you're doing voir dire, what's one of the things you're looking for? And they said the thing they were looking for, the prosecutor was looking for, he was like, we want to see that you're dressed appropriately. And he's like, it's just one of those things because what that indicates is that you have a professional mindset, and that you are, usually it means like if you're employed, they ask about your employment, and if you're employed and sort of professional, because you appreciate hard-earned money, and you're less likely to sympathize with someone who takes the easy way out and sells drugs. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Come check out our super claim. All right. What was it? Liberation Valley? What's it at? I find her typing speed to be pretty normal for someone. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I'm not that fast. I'm really not. If anything, I'm kind of slow, and I make a lot of mistakes. But I figure my intent was clear. Our super claim of doom, directly south on beach. Okay, what was it? Liberation Valley. Prairie Dog had said, 15 years ago, I bought a stereo from a friend, turned out to be stolen. Not my friend anymore over that. Receiving stolen property and possession of stolen... Oh, wow, 2 felony counts, but automatic dismissal from a jury. That was the other thing that I kind of was very conscious of, is that, if you're trying to BS your way out of jury duty, or just not taking it very seriously, just kind of remember, like, that could be you. Like, you don't know if you got accused by, someone hates your guts and decides they're going to accuse you of something you totally didn't do. Now, yeah, it's going to be a little more elaborate than that, because to even be heard, usually there has to be something worth trying, right? But I would hate to think that, if you were sitting in the defendant's chair, you'd want people to give a damn, right? You'd want people to not just totally hate their lives for being there. I've forgotten already. Liberation Valley. I'm so glad they alphabetized these. If only I knew my alphabet. You won't be disappointed by the super claim. I might have to restart the game. I usually do, when I change servers and islands, I often do have to restart the game. In which case, it'll be real quick. But, because is ERA short for something? Yeah. ERA is short for Iridia. Or Aradia. I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I'm totally cool with either one. Yeah, it's been my main character name since like forever. Arathania actually came before that, and then I made it Iridia. Plus, I like that it shortens down nicely. Like I had a character named Solace, but unfortunately, like for purposes of TeamSpeak, it's not that great because if you shorten down Solace, you get Sol, which doesn't sound very nice, in my opinion. At least for me. Liberation Valley. There was a thing on how to find it for straight south. Okay. Let's see if I can get my directions, guys. You may know that I have apparent difficulties with east and west. I had a very embarrassing moment. Ooh, that almost looked like water for just a split second. I was like, oh, they put in water! But no. Iridia, yeah, so that's my character, not me. My name is Sarah, which the other advantage, of course, is that if people call me Era, I will always respond to that because it sounds like my name. It looked like I'm glitching, but maybe that was just a... Okay, I'm gonna restart the client real quick just so I don't get that business. Black screen, incoming. You should see my giant multi-platform treehouse in progress, just got all the mounts. Yeah, I would totally, if I'm going to be jumping around servers, might as well. Sure. Because, I mean, you guys are all being so absolutely lovely in chat, and it's hard for me. I have, in general, fairly poor multitasking skills. So I'd much rather just talk to you guys than ignore you and fiddle with my build, so... So I'm very happy to go and tour the claims. Nothing fancy yet, but I look so tall. Yay! Oh, my eye. Contacts are not nice today. I'm gonna have to switch to glasses after the stream, which. Not a big fan of. Due south. Mega claim. Am I on the right one? Can't even see it. Oh no, they still put me on Serenity. Crap. It didn't put me on Liberation, it put me on Serenity, so I'm not on the right server at all. Yeah, I'm on. Thank you, Rama, for telling me what. At least I figured it out on my own in relatively short order. Embrace the geeky glasses. You know what? The reason I don't like them is because I got first of all, they're an older prescription just because my insurance changed and it's just been not that feasible to get new ones. When they still work okay. But what I don't like is they have very, very narrow frames. And whenever I don't wear them very much, so whenever I do wear them, it takes me a while to get used to the fact that there's a band, basically, of stuff that looks fine, and then there's fuzzy, right? Fuzzy, fuzzy. And it just throws me off and makes me, sometimes a little bit, I get slight, not motion sickness, because I don't actually feel sick, but it's, am I on the right one now? Liberation Valley, yeah. Oh. Shadow Spawn, that would have been the smarter plan. But I didn't do that. I did this. Glasses are for winners! Yeah, it throws me off, especially if I'm like looking around a lot. peripheral vision, yeah, that would be the more elegant term to what I'm describing up here and up here. Yeah. Can you believe, just as a little side note, can you believe they gave me a can't even say it. I got my education is actually in human bio. I have a bachelor's in human bio. Can you believe that? Yeah, because I know, listening to me, you can totally mark me as a bio major and a pre-med student. How's that for scary? I'm quite lucky that my employer pay a huge chunk towards the glasses cost. Yeah. Downside, I guess, of not getting into med school more quickly is, well, med school's not going to give me insurance, but I guess the end goal would be insurance. Human bio, are you going to take over the world now? No. Or I need to show you how to fix your stream. Your bitrate is too low. So, I had a heck of a time. What am I doing on time? Arriving at these settings, and I know it's not. I know the general quality of it is not where it ought to be, where it would be nice to be. It's one of those I'm kind of doing what I can. My hardware is kind of old. That's why. Like I need to upgrade my CPU and my MOBO, which is why I'm so excited that. Again, thank you again to the. Is this a sand crawler? Oh no. To the guys who donated, or guys and ladies who donated earlier, because that's what it'll be going to. I'm running on. People have been asking me what I've got, so I can tell you that now. I went and got all that info. So I have an i7 960. So that's the CPU I'm upgrading from. So lots of room for improvement. I've got a couple of GTX 570s, and so that's what I'm working with now. So yeah. Good Lord, you're a Techno Keep stream, are you? Aren't you? Probably not. Geekdomo says, Stefanic, you can turn it down since she's sourced. She's going to get Jedi OBS training. Yeah, what's actually happening is it's not necessarily, like, the feed is, as far, my analysis of it so far. My analysis of it is, it's actually the fact that my frames in game are dropping, and then it's dropping over here. It's not necessarily the stream. It's just my client is actually getting kind of low, which I'm guessing is just my hardware. Because my bitrate, I actually have a great internet connection. That's like the one thing I've got really going for me. I have my, like, I could put the bitrate pretty high. It just doesn't. It actually doesn't seem to go that well. Am I running CBR or VBR? CBR, I think. These are things I haven't messed with in a while, so. Oh, and I can't see it because I'm actually actively streaming. You're going to 20 frames and lower? Yeah, it's not necessarily the stream settings. It's just like, you know, in game I get choppy, which is why towards the, like, if I'm building all the way to the end of my stream, often by the end it gets pretty gnarly, and the stream doesn't suffer as much actually as my ability to build, because I'm it gets harder to build. It's the game, I have the same issues. I mean, yeah, and that's one of those things to remember, that it's alpha. They haven't optimized it yet. They haven't. I think they've done some, but they still have several optimization passes planned, from what they've said. So there's lots of room for them to hopefully reduce the load on the hardware. You have shadows off. Actually, I have shadows on. When I turned I know shadows off gives me an FPS increase. I know it does, but I couldn't. It's like in-game vanity or something. I don't even know. Like, it made such a big difference to me how I felt about the game that I was just like, I couldn't turn it off. Especially because I like to do a lot of stuff when I'm building. I like to do a lot of stuff with lighting, and that all disappears when you have shadows off. I know that's really stupid. They look nice. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Terrifying Dragon, is that another one? Hold up. Hold on. Is that Terrifying Dragon? Did you just... Is that... You just... Hold on. Did you just give me a... Terrifying Dragon, that is so... Thank you! The message is I'll make the most of the favorable exchange rate at the moment and upgrade that motherboard. Thank you! I saw the little message and I kind of assumed that it was from the previous thing, but I'm like, wait, that looks different. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I mean, and of course, I mean the donation itself is going to help me a lot in upgrading, but it means a lot to me that you would do that. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I turned my sound down so I used to be able to hear it out of my headphones because I can't actually hear the game. I don't have these on. So it's a little ghetto. My setup is still kind of ghetto. So like to talk to Dephonic, I'm gonna have to put these suckers on. But yeah, I didn't hear the little, so I didn't hear the or whatever chimes. Okay, put on my. Oh, I can't. And that's the other thing. Whenever I put on headphones, I have a tendency to shout, which is kind of unpleasant for you guys. And I don't mean to. It's just because I can't hear myself. Okay, it's gonna take just a second while I get on TeamSpeak Dephonic. I hope they plan on changing the way windowed mode, or rather full screen window, works for Landmark, because at the moment it doesn't really work like windowed mode. It overlaps everything. So if you have anything that pops up behind, you have to go into true windowed mode. Let's see.
Connected. User left your channel.
Oh, that's a lot of people. Okay, so I'm Dephonic. I'm on there. There we go. I'm on there, Dephonic. I don't know where you want me, so I don't know if you have the power to drag. Otherwise, I'll just go wherever you tell me. It's like, yeah, Terracon's, it's like talking to old people, must shout. I know, I don't mean to, and that's why whenever I stream at night, because I have to wear headphones then.
Hello?
Oh, no, I can't hear.
You working? Can you hear me?
Okay, so I keep switching around, like putting speakers on this computer or not, because I've got two computers right next to each other. And so I keep changing it, like the audio input, like outputs and stuff. And so it...
Testing your playback sound system.
Like yesterday, I started a stream without any sound, which was really awesome.
Testing your playback sound system. Testing. Testing your playback sound system.
You can hear him? Am I muted or something? Did I pull a stupid? Well, now I've changed it. I can hear someone talking other than Era.
Okay, so the screen.
Why do I have to be such a moron? Yeah, give that woman a scalpel. She knows what she's doing.
That's the
Is someone
font.
talking to me?
You guys should. That's
Why can't I hear? Do I just have it really quiet?
Testing.
Because I can't hear the test sound either.
Testing your playback sound system.
I've done this before. Why is this a problem?
Testing your
TeamSpeak,
playback
yeah.
sound system.
It's because I just switched around like my default
Testing
like
your playback sound
stuff
system.
again this morning.
Testing your
I'm
playback
sorry,
sound
guys.
system. Testing your playback sound system. Testing your playback sound
Sergeant
system.
Saka says, I need to know about the new system for giveaways, but he hates
Testing
me.
your playback sound system. Testing your playback sound system.
No, I can hear the game music.
Testing your
I can hear the
playback
game
sound
music.
system.
You can hear me testing my system? Why can't I hear me testing my system? I can tell. You know what, Tefonic? I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste your time dealing with my technological issues. So maybe we can, maybe another time. I'm sorry, I don't want you to spend on any more time trying to get my stuff to work. So yeah, it's like an audio output issue where my headphones aren't picking it up. So I don't want to waste your time doing that. So maybe another time. Thank you so much for trying though, and for sticking with me this far. Actually, I do want to discard it. They are plugged in. I can hear everything else. My headphones are plugged in. I am dumb,
Well,
but I'm not
you can hear
that dumb. Yeah, kitten. I know, I've got my little kitten. She's being nice. She just curled up on my lap. She never does that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect so that you're not getting a lot of like
Disconnected.
Alright. 11 o'clock. I can't believe it! It's like Kitty Karma. She's just like hanging out on my lap. She never does that. The kitten wants to stream. I asked the other day, I was like, so guys, you know, do you guys want to see me have an improvement in game feeds, which would be, you know, like CPU motherboard upgrade? Or do you want me to get maybe a new mic, you know, because I know there's some background noise with mine. And every time there's a siren that, I'm downtown, so every time I have a siren around, everyone like looks around because it picks it all up. And 2 people were like, just get a kitten cam. Have a kitten cam, which wouldn't practically work because she never stays in one place for very long. I'm so jelly of your stream, Era. My stream never gets above 6 viewers. I've been incredibly lucky. I started streaming, I had my very first Twitch anything was, I'm looking for the suit. Oh, that would be it. I started streaming on February 14th, which wasn't actually a stream. So the actual stream that I started was, I think, on like the 18th or something. So I guess tomorrow will be 1 month. So I've been incredibly lucky. I've been incredibly lucky that you guys have found me worth listening to. I personally think it's really hysterical. A bunch of people had told me that they use me as error radio because I talk a lot. So they, like people will put me on in the background, not really watching, but just listening to me talk while they're building and stuff. I think that's hysterical. Error radio. It's true though. I am a chatty Cathy. Alright, do your neighbors with chainsaws? Well, fortunately, because of the apartment I'm in, they used to be condos, and they were converted. And very fortunately, there's actually cement in between every single apartment. So the soundproofing is actually really fantastic, and the windows are really thick so that I can't, for safety reasons. They're floor-to-ceiling windows, so for safety reasons, they're very, very thick, and dual pane and stuff. And so it's really nice in terms of soundproofing. It would probably help if I was streaming something other than Oracle of Seasons and Metal Gear Rising. I don't know. It's I haven't really gotten very strategic about streaming or anything. I'm trying to build the channel up, just through content and stuff, which maybe is a very naive way to do it. But the strategy of it I haven't really gotten really into. So in terms of like selecting games, like I know people are sometimes really methodical about how they select games to stream. I'm not. I've been playing Landmark, so I'm streaming Landmark, and then when I play Eve, I stream Eve, and when I play Minecraft, I stream Minecraft. Dutch Tiger says, I watch from time to time too. It's not only listening. I know, I love it. Bloodsucker says, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not much of a chatter, but I like to hear what people are doing on their streams. Yeah, I do the same thing, like with Geekdomo, or another person, Day 9. It's fantastic to just like put on, and I haven't played StarCraft in years, but he's very entertaining, so I just throw his stream on and just have fun while I'm doing other stuff. Restart your game as soon as you get to the front gate next to me, or your game will die. Oh God. I've been walking around my house doing stuff while you talk. Yeah, you're not alone. A lot of people do the same thing. Even Dave Jordan was doing that. He was in here for like 3 hours a couple Fridays ago. And I was like, I thought he'd left, because it was like the day after, or the night after his crazy all-nighter when they had the patch for the new biomes. And so I assumed, I actually said, I was like, he must have listened to his sensibilities and gone to sleep, because, God knows that's what he should be doing. And he was like, no, I'm still here. I'm just listening, I'm building. I'm like, what? All right, I'm going to restart my game client as per instruction. I could have streamed DSO, but I threw it all on YouTube instead. YouTube scares me. All the like copyright stuff. I started putting copyright info in my descriptions, and that seems to have helped, or that I've just been lucky, because they haven't tried to give me guff about having game footage and talking over it and whether or not I have the right to do that, even though SOE has given explicit permission to do it, and so I'm very wary with YouTube. Like I don't put Eve on there. I can't believe you're still here. Yeah. We had 300. Wow, 300 plus more props. Holy crap. Oh man, I logged into the wrong one, huh? Whoops. Whoopsies. Old habits and all that. I know, Trellick. I know. I'm a shorty gosh. Hopefully I don't get disappearing terrain and stuff. I know. God. Don't bite me, don't bite me, don't bite me. Don't bite me, don't bite me, don't bite me, don't bite me. Ow! Don't bite me. Close your mouth. Alright. Holy crap. It's not even loaded and it looks intense. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. I just gotta... Like, I'm obsessing about tables and stuff. They've got like these drawbridges and gears and Jesus. Wow, 432 videos. That's insane. The Sanctus Next. That's crazy. That weird idea of not building on Serenity. I know, seriously. Holy crap. Check out the detail on that. Jesus. What does this remind me of? This reminds me of that city in, I think it's in Guild Wars 2. I haven't played that in forever. I don't know, something about it, like having the multi-level, like, city kind of effect. I saw that gate on Twitter. Yeah, I think I did too. Jesus. Hold on, I gotta like, can I get this high? Can I? Probably gonna fall. I'm also a failed grappler. I fail at many things, but I'm a failed grappler indeed. That's some really nice design up here. That's really cool. I like it. It has the same thing where it's like, it's so big it can't even load it all at once. Divinity's Reach. That was the one. Yeah, Cold Night. Or Rema, it does. Had a dream last night and there was water coming in the patch in the dream. Oh my god. It's like one of those, like self-tests. You know you play a lot of this game when... I have that dream every night. Oh my gosh. What are these things? My garden is gonna kill my... Oh god. Oh god. Why so many people? Because it's insane! Oh shoot! Did this just get... It did. This was not a thing and now it's a thing. I swear, right? I'm following my tour guide. Ooh. I'm a very bad guest. I'm getting distracted by everything. This was on the stream, wasn't it? Didn't they? I'm not making that up, right? I recognize this, I thought, or either that it just is a similar idea. Maybe it's just similar. But didn't they visit this area on the stream, Farron, didn't they? Am I making that up? It reminds me of it, at least. Super claim. Yeah. Holy crap. I love this arch. That's really nice. Because it looks natural and yet sort of like... It's natural in one way, it's sort of sci-fi in another with like the floating bits and stuff. That's really cool. Not Deep Sand Oasis. Okay, I got that wrong then. Okay. It reminds me, like, I think it was just the fact that, like, the city... They said it. Ooh. Can you imagine this with actual water? How beautiful this would look? Oh my god, that's great. That's great. The fungus's eyes and stuff. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Oh! Does anyone know how to say his name properly? The builder that Defonic just mentioned. Anus? Does anyone know how to say his name correctly? I keep trying to say it and it keeps coming out what I'm guessing is wrong. Anyone know how to say that? Like, give me the phonetics. I spent 5+ hours on this garden alone. I believe it. Look at this. There are games on the market live that don't have this kind of detail. Dude, that's a lot of silver. You sure about that? Aeneas? 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 Arianus? Arius? There's an N in there. How do you say his name? Thank you so much. Not with chair. I'm happy. Nisi? I don't know. I just don't. I have such respect for him as a builder, and then if I go and mispronounce his name and make it sound something else, like something else, then that's probably not the Ines? God. Are those like desert plants? Those are so great. Yeah, there are games on the market that are live that don't have this kind of detail in their environments. Pretty crazy. Jeez. That is a monster bed. I love the window boxes. This building reminds me of Disneyland. I'm waiting for it to load in because I think it's so kind of a bit borked. Disneyland is like an hour north of here, so I go there quite a bit, so I'm pretty familiar with it. This reminds me of like the building where they have, it's like the Mad Hatter, where they have a little shop full of hats and stuff. The window boxes and just the general colors and the sort of the wrought iron shapes really reminds me of that. Very cool. Woo, the chops. Got a case of the chops. Woo. Woo, hold on to your hats. Here we go. Here we go. For someone only using error radio at the moment, this game became X-rated while not having the context. Oh no! No, we're talking about a builder. His name is hard to pronounce. Yeah, no X-rated, nothing of the sort. I've mentioned this before, but I try to be the unfortunate effect. One of the unfortunate effects of playing Eve with an almost entirely male group is that my language got very bad, and it's melted into sort of my everyday speech patterns, which is maybe not the most beneficial thing or most professional thing. And I have several friends with young children, and I want them to be able to watch my stream without like feeling they have to send their kids away or feeling like they have to have on headphones, or anything like that. I really don't want to exclude those people, so I try to watch myself and not not be dropping crazy language, because and that's another reason why I didn't want to do those roofs on stream, because I knew I was going to find it frustrating and I'd be dropping all sorts of craziness, and I did not want you to see that side of me, because I'm a lady. Wow. I swear across all of my videos. I have no problem with swearing. I just, but some people do, and I don't want to exclude those people. Wow, that's crazy. I can't even load this stuff. It's so high up here. I love how you can see those trees, though. I kind of want to grapple up there. It's so far I can't even grapple that ledge. Holy crap. Grapple, grapple, grapple. Jeez. That's a lot of work. What we're seeing is just a lot of work. Good thing there's no fall damage here. No fall damage here. That's like hot fix. There's now fall damage and health and HP. If you get to Liberation Valley, load up the map and look at the southernmost part of the map. You can't miss. Yeah. So this is Liberation Valley, and it's all where all these flags are down here. Oh, even in scale, that looks really nice. Kimball says, hey, I'm Norwegian. We don't have boundaries like that. People are free to swear. Oh my gosh. The Sanctus next says, especially when I was sending an army of goats to attack 5 flying Randy savages inside of Skyrim. Oh my god. Sounds intense. Sergeant Saka says, it might be just me, but where I live in our culture, but where I'm from, a chick that swears and swears well is a hot ticket for sure. I wouldn't say I swear well. I don't know. But it's I don't know. Like I said, mainly I just don't want people to feel like, you know, if their kids are around, you know, like that, you know, Sarah's gonna, you know, the lawyer is gonna ruin their minds forever or something. Oh, that's neat. It's really crazy. It's like I don't even know where to go because it's just there's so much stuff here. I'm trying to figure out why I keep seeing mirages of holes in the ground like I'm gonna fall. Is it bad that I blew up Riverwood with chickens and put it on YouTube? What? Jeez. I have a lot of respect for whoever did these walls. That's crazy. The detail and stuff, and it's like legitimate detail. It's not just like, does that make sense? Like it's not pointless. You get me? Was this here a second ago? I have mastered swear fu for the benefits of any children. I will not practice my deadly art. Yeah, I wouldn't say. I don't know if I've mastered it, but I figure, yeah, there's going to be some, you know, middle school kids or something, you know, like, I don't know, I don't know. Ugler did that, I believe. Oh, cool. Who is this raven person who always follows you? I thought he... Who are you? This member of the shadows just slips away, comes in, gives you silver, slips away. I don't know! Raven, who are you? An appreciated member of the internet community is who you are. Giving me silver to make some lights. Hecubus says, good stuff, I gotta go. Wondering when you're gonna do a code giveaway, any forecast? I can give away things when I get things to give away. I love doing giveaways. I loved it, you know. I love passing stuff on. Oh, cool, Zachary. Good to know. I like being able to put Twitch names with in-game faces, especially because some of you get sneaky and don't have the same name. But basically, whenever I get some codes, I have some more grappler codes I can give away, but I don't have any game codes to give away yet, like alpha codes. So I guess whenever I can get my hands on another code, like from Sony or something, I don't know. Or when I get something worth giving away. I guess that's the answer. Patty P3 says, Era, I love that you don't feel the need to swear a lot. You have a lot of class and you're very articulate. I don't feel articulate. Every time whenever I think of being articulate, example A, right? Example A right there. I thought you got a grappler. Maybe did you get something? Oh, no, you were just the first one to like, that's right, you were just like the first one to enter on like every single one. I don't know what I was saying. Something about swearing? Oh, shoot! I thought that was like a mirage. It was actually a thing. Ew! Am I stepping in poo? Is that poo? It's the same stuff my counters are made of. That concerns me. But yeah, seeing all these professors and they're giving lectures, and you know, biology people tend to be very precise when they speak, and I never quite picked that up. I tried so hard, but I never picked it up. I wish I had, because I just thought it was the coolest thing. Wow. God. That's intense. I like the ceiling too. Your counters are poo? I guess so. My counters are apparently what is used to line sewers, so that's not a good sign. I wouldn't eat dinner from there, I guess. Here I was thinking, am I missing something? I thought those are the stairs to get out. Oh, right here. Good times. Slap that on a t-shirt. No, actually, I think if I ever made t-shirts, I think my favorite odd thing that I said was I was having a difficult tree root that I couldn't get rid of, and so I just made it a beam. Covered it up with a beam. Tree, you are now a beam. Yeah, I really love that the grates go somewhere. Like, they're not like just aesthetic. Just 5 out of 10 I hit first, 3 I hit second was fun, yeah. I threw Domo a bunch of games to give away a couple days ago. Yeah, I mean, like, so far, I mean, with all the giveaways, it's just basically been from other people's generosity. Like, Rama gave me 2 copies of 2 Explorer packs to give away, so I was able to do that. And then the wonderful person who is helping me out from SOE, I guess she meant to send me a Trailblazer code and forgot to, which I didn't even realize I was supposed to get one, so I was surprised to see one at all. And then she realized, oh, I forgot to send it to you. So in fact, to make up for that, here's 2. Thank you so much, Stefanik, for the tour. It's been lovely and informative. So yeah, Stefanik, I definitely will. I didn't want to suck up any time just being a complete noob. Like, what it was is basically, because I'm using, what's happened, okay, I've got a weird setup basically. My second computer, my second monitor is actually a different computer. It's an all-in-one. But I use a cable that basically uses it as a, you know, I plug my gaming PC to use it as a monitor. Okay. Well, it has integrated speakers. So if I'm not careful, stuff will play out of that, and then I get echo loops and just all sorts of weirdness. So it's, long story short, I've got a really ridiculous setup. And so in terms of audio, it kind of gets a little funky. To beam or not to beam? Which reminds me of that amazing, I crack up every time I watch Star Wars, the 2009 Star Wars. Or Star Wars, oh my god, Star Trek. 2009 Star Trek, because just like that line of, you don't eat anything, you eat like a bean and you're done. And I'm just like, you know, eat like a bean and you're done. Just the way he says it is hysterical. And yeah, if you're trying to send messages on Twitch, if you go to someone's profile, there's like a little gear, or on their channel page too, I think. There's like a little gear, and then one of the options, if you click on that, is to message. Or you can go to your inbox and create a new message and type in their name. Jury rig setup, I like it. Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, for me, streaming just kind of started out where a couple of my friends from Eve were just like, you know what, you're doing some stuff, and they were like, I bet people would watch it if you streamed it, and I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. So, and I actually started, I only used Twitch, basically I used it as a recorder, because that's how noob I was. I didn't have any viewers, of course, but I just like used it to record and then send it to YouTube that way. Stylish. I don't know. Workroom says, Era, depending on the all-in-one specs, you might be able to leverage it to encode your stream. I've heard of doing that. But I have no idea how that works. I don't trust myself to set that up. So at least for now, I think what I'm going to focus on is just beefing up my gaming PC. Oh, it's warm in here. I'm going to go turn on the air real quick. One sec. I normally really try to avoid having the air conditioner on while I'm streaming because the air conditioner is right here, or the main unit is right here, and it gives a lot of background noise. So I try to avoid it, but it's like 81 degrees. I needed some air. Where am I from? I'm in San Diego, so I'm actually neighbors. Well, not really, but 20-minute neighbors from SOE. Oh, thank you so much, Amalok. I don't have one of those yet. Are you sure that's not like yours or anything, right? That's extra? I'm wearing pants! I know! That's how, okay. My instinct was to like raise my knee up and be like, look, I'm wearing pants! Yes. Yes. But yeah, San Diego, it's very warm. Very, very warm. And I have big windows and it just lets in the heat and keeps it in like a glass house. Greenhouse. Greenhouse! Greenhouse. Jeez. That's what this place feels like. This place feels like Disneyland. If you go to Storybook Land, where like the Snow White rides and the things like that. Like Peter Pan, which is one of those rides where yes, it's old, but the Peter Pan ride is still very good. Not for the same crowd maybe as like I don't know. I thought it was against Twitch TOS to wear pants. Cole Nye, are you being tricksy? San Diego is a beautiful city. The big old the convention center is amazing. Can you believe it? I've been living in San Diego for 3 years. I still haven't made it to Comic-Con. How horrible a nerd am I? I have friends that come down to visit because they're going to Comic-Con, and we visit with them, but then we don't go. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. Because I'm terrible at keeping up with stuff like realizing, oh, the tickets are on sale. I should buy them now. And then by the time you get closer and you realize, oh, it's Comic-Con. There's no tickets to be had. Dr. Taco says, it's easy, Era. Just plug the glockenspiel into the potato, but remember to make sure the hot pocket is warm so instant streaming and coding done right. I'm inclined to agree with you. I'm inclined to agree. I know, no Comic-Con, it's ridiculous. But I still love it when there's Comic-Con because I get to see all the costumes. People still walk around. I mean, I'm downtown, so when I go to the grocery store during Comic-Con, and it's amazing because the grocery store, I have a really fantastic grocery store. They play, I've been, I was shopping for some bread and stuff, and then I hear the Imperial March come on, and it's like, oh, come on, it's like, how awesome is that? And they do it every year. It's just great. And I get to appreciate all the same thing happened with BlizzCon. I was actually up at Disneyland the weekend they did BlizzCon, and staying in the hotel. At that point, we had to stay in a hotel, right next to the convention center where they were hosting BlizzCon. That's like a Hilton, and they were right next to the convention center. So I got to see there was this woman in this incredible adjutant costume. It looked incredible. The amount of work to go into that was just insane. But I didn't go. So I don't know. I'm really great at being local to conventions, but not attending them, even though I want to. Because that's exactly my jam. That's exactly, I would love to go. I just never think of it in time to buy tickets and stuff. Pants are for squares. Are G's pants? I'm wearing jeans. time is it? I'm getting, wow, I'm amazingly hungry for 11:30. My funeral will have beer and the Imperial March. Oh, good times. Well, maybe not good times if it's your funeral. That's the definition of a bad time. But at least you will make, at least your loved ones will be happy. Maybe. Been to No Pants Con, but only I attended, but a guy with a chainsaw tried crashing. Told him off. God. Oh, and Daddy-O, you had asked about jury duty. It went fine. And it's all over. I can talk about it, basically. It was a meth dealer, put him away, guilty on all 3 counts. He was surprised. Like, they had really overwhelming evidence. Like, when we went back to the deliberations room, we were sort of like, is there something we're missing? Is there some sort of catch? Because it doesn't seem like it should be this easy. You know, it seems like there should be a little bit more, this decision should be harder, but they're like, do we really even have that much to talk about? Like, we went through the charges to make absolutely sure, to the letter of the law, yes, this applies, yes, this applies, yes, this applies. The guy was guilty of sin. It was bad. Geekdomo's still here? I don't know, he hasn't talked in a little bit. He might have wandered off, gotten food like I've been thinking. Getting pretty peckish. Let's see if I can manage to run north for any period of time at all, a single direction. Make it back to McLean. Grappling, almost always a bad idea on this computer. Almost always. But yeah. Armgear says, I don't want people to cry, referring to his funeral. I agree. Monkeys. Oh yeah, maybe getting ready for StarCast. Yeah, I still need to get I've been meaning to get a, not the Hornet, the other one, the 325, the one, I can't remember which letter it was. I haven't looked at that stuff in a while. I'm kind of waiting for there to be more meat on those bones. I've been kind of waiting for them to have just a little bit more content before I get into it, because when I get into a game, I get really into it, and I don't think there's quite enough there to hold me yet. But definitely the premise of the game. The premise of the game sounds a lot like Eve to me, except with, I mean, the mechanics, of course, sound very, very different, but the feel of the game, you know, kind of reminds me a lot of Eve. Made me hungry talking about food. I know Dutch Tiger yesterday, I think it was, not yesterday. Was it yesterday? He was talking about all this fried food, and I was just sitting there going, oh God, I'm so hungry. Like, oh God. .325A origin jump works. It's the, I can't remember, it was the, I think 325A sounds right. It was the one that was long range, but it was an interdictor. It was labeled as an interdictor. Which sounded really great. It sounded flexible enough, because my friend Das Fox has gotten the, not the Starfighter, the other one. The one that's like, oh God, I can't remember. Like, it's been a while since I checked this stuff out, to be honest. I'm going to nub up all the names. But it was one where it took like, it has like a 6-person cabin or something, and you can, it's more long range. And I wanted something that could fit with that and be useful. Yeah, thank you so much, Stefanik, for inviting us to come over and check it out. That was incredible. I don't even know. And I probably will absolutely take advantage of your expertise, because I lack it. Constellation. That's the one. Constellation. That's the one. Yeah, he's got a Constellation, and so I still need to get the 325A or I or 300i. 300i. I think it was the I because it stood for interdictor, I think. like I said, it's been a while. But yeah, I'm waiting. I want to see some more stuff before I start getting really heavily into it. Our community has 50 plus people with $200 ships. Wow. Yeah, that's been the other part of the decision. At least, I think the 300i is 80, which I absolutely, I really want to support the developers and like, because once upon a time that was kind of the line of work I wanted to get into. So I really want to see. I mean, the game has it's such an ambitious kind of model that I really want to see that work. But I'm also trying to afford a CPU and a motherboard, which I think I totaled it out. It's going to be in the neighborhood of $650 to $700. So it's, why can't I add you to friends? You can. Aradia. It's Aradia though. It's ARADIAH. So that's probably it. Era, I don't think exists. Or if Era exists, Era is not I. Is Operation Pitchfork still on? That would be awesome. Operation Pitchfork? What is Operation Pitchfork? Or is that OPSEC? Can we not talk about it? First rule of Operation Pitchfork is talk. I can friend you. Is add friend Daphonic? Okay, not supported. What was it? Add was friend add? What was it? Friend. There's a smarter way. There's a smarter way. Oh. I think we figured it out at the same time. Friend space add to phonic. That's, I guess, what it was. Oh. Yeah. I couldn't remember because that was one of the first things I tried with before it actually worked at all. With Das Fox, and we're trying to add each other. So we got the command and we got the the request. So it just said, I got all these friend requests that I couldn't accept. Hey, Grimfire, how you doing? All right, let's see if I can get this combination right. What the hell am I? Spire? Spine? Doesn't know her own island. Daniel, I thought I added you already. I'll see when I come up. Daniel. All right, Dephonic. Good luck in your stream. Thanks for dropping by. That was really great to visit that place. That was really incredible. God, I'm getting hungry. What sounds good? Ooh, pizza sounds so good, but I don't have pizza. What? Could grill some fish. Fish would be nice. Fish would be very nice. Yeah, Hecubus, go for it. Go for it. I couldn't tell, did those disappear or did they just load it? Oh, poop. Well, okay, so I'm on the right spot, but I just need to do this. Kimball says, Operation Pitchfork is, or Pitchfork? Pitchfork is a huge player-made invasion of Vandal space right before the end of beta and Star Citizen. It could actually stall alter the story. I love that stuff. Coming from an Eve background, all things emergent gameplay I just find fascinating. Okay, Domo, you are still here. Cool. My name in game is Aradia, ARADIAH. Say that. Which is going to be weird because you're going to hear me saying it 30 seconds later. Future time. She's got me wanting to work on my claim as I am in Skype. Yeah! Did I not even... Oh, no! Ah, crap! This is why I don't work on roofs on stream. Right there. Oh, the words almost came flying out. Just the garbage. Just bleh. Bleh. Moonsock, are you referring to EQNL or are you talking about Star Citizen? If you're talking about EQNL. Woo! All the friend requests. All of them. All of them. All of them. Woo! Party, 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 party. Okay. Oh, this is a cool claim though. That's cool. Surprise tour of Pretty Girl. Pretty Girl's claim. Surprise tour, best tour. Minecraft hammer? Minecraft sword? Kind of. If you're talking about EQNL, you can basically at the moment you can buy an alpha pack, either the Explorer pack or the Trailblazer pack. Wait, what do I want? I want to log out. So the Explorer pack is 60 and the Trailblazer is 100. And they come with alpha access, but also they come with beta access, and you know, from here forward, right? And you get some cool swag. You get some like clothes, like depending on what you buy, you get different outfits. If you get the Trailblazer pack, you get a vault, extra bag space, gear, like you get like rings and gear and stuff. It's all in the, if you look at the official EQN Landmark site, they've got it all listed out exactly what you get. So you can do that. I'm still working on, I haven't heard back to get my code. I've been working with Sony to get like to get an actual code so that if you guys end up buying the game, you can use my code, and basically it gives me points so that I can do giveaways and stuff. Like what I actually think would be, it's a tough decision because I would love to do giveaways, but I think it would, since I'm local, I've actually talked to Amit a little bit about possibly doing a like a studio tour, and I don't know if I'd be able to record that just because of the NDA stuff, but that would be really cool. Although, yeah, from what he was saying, it actually sounded like that might be independent of that thing, just because I'm local and it's not like they have to pay for airfare or anything like that. It's just their time, which is still very valuable. If I bought one of those packs, do I have to buy the game again when it comes out? No. No. You're set for life. And the game's going to be free to play. That's why they're starting to introduce some cash shop items like the market, which lets you buy like outfits like the one I have on. You know, because I mean, people kind of grumble about cash transactions and stuff, but as long as it's done responsibly in a way that doesn't alter gameplay, you know, play to win kind of stuff. If they don't make some money off it, we don't have a game to play. So, you know, I think it's actually good to, you know, reward their efforts because they're working really hard. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, they were slaving till 1:30 in the morning to put up the, you know, to get the servers up during alpha. A lot of companies don't do that during live or after the game's live. Oh, and yes, Arm Gears reminded me. So the Settler pack, it's like $20 or $30. I can't remember, but basically it's beta, where you can't get into alpha, but beta is going to start on the 31st, either on or before the 31st of March. So that's really coming up. So if you're not interested in all the extra goodies and stuff, if you just want access, then that's your ticket. Kimberly said, we'll visit your stream when you're not streaming, keeping a low appearance on streams. Alright, yeah, I'm on Serenity Spine, just really close to Spire. Sergeant Sakasan said, oh, I see, I guess if you give any away, he'll just let him know which one so he doesn't try to give them away later. I think I didn't catch that whole conversation. I think that was something else. Yeah, Brassel, I love this outfit. I just thought it was, ever since Domino had it on the live stream, I was just like, I gotta have Yeah, that's Strana. Your name is really bright, so I had to sort of old mode it, like, oh, you know. Strana pointed out that EQ Next and EQ Next Landmark are two different games. Just keep that in mind. So this is not the MMO. I am personally ecstatic that the game has been so, you know, I mean, that for it to be this developed in alpha, I think is really impressive. Oh, SOE Roshan says, email incoming. You were the one I was talking to, I believe. Sweet. I swear, you guys at Sony have like have an extra sense because when I was talking a couple weeks ago now, when I was talking to my viewers about like, during Amino stream, during the, you know, patch craziness, Dave Jordan had been answering questions, and I had said, oh, of course now I remember a question for Dave, now that, you know, he's no longer doing that because, you know, that stream's over. And lo and behold, he freaking appeared, and it was just like, did someone want to ask me questions? And I was like, what? You know, and you guys have a talent for doing that. I've been slain by a wall of text. You can never slay me with a wall of text. I eat up wall of text for breakfast. I'm one of those people, like, if someone has a long post, I am that person who will sit there and read every single line, just because I get fascinated by things like that. And yes, two different games. EverQuest Next is the MMO. EverQuest Next Landmark is the sandbox game. Currently, it's the one that's in alpha now. That's what you're seeing now. And it's at the moment the gameplay is building focused, but there's going to be a lot more exploration, and there will be combat. It's just not added yet, and all that good stuff. Armgear says, I was really just going to wait for races other than human and water to come in, but I have too much of an itch to play it. Can't wait that long. Yeah, that's I've heard that a lot, where it's just like, well, you know, I kind of want to wait on other stuff, and it's like, but it's a great game now, you know. If I ate a wall of text for breakfast, I'd probably be less peckish. Were you here when I said peckish? Indeed. Oh, indeed, I haven't. That's not that big a wall of text. That's quite manageable. I can handle it. I can handle it. Thank you so much for getting back to me on that one. Did I really, Satan and Demonum, did it really go up that much? I haven't refreshed. Wow. Props to the Domo raid. Grandma had said, hi, I'd have to make a huge text about ducks without line breaks, and you'd have to read it. I'm also the kind of person where if I'm really into a thread, I will sit there and read every single response for 20 plus pages. No problem. I do. So someone, if you posted on a thread like that, there's a good chance that someone read it. Just don't give up. I agree on Gators. This game is an alpha, and it just already has the polish that a lot of games lack even in release. Pretty good. Time to follow and make that 406 number incorrect? Yes, please make it incorrect. Please make it incorrect. I would love it if you make it incorrect. So is the MMO EQ Next in beta now? No, Landmark is like the precursor to EQ Next. I think they're kind of using it as a testing ground also for like the game engine and all this other stuff, and then the MMO is going to come later. But Landmark, I mean, it's been tons of fun as it is. So it's, you know, I'll definitely play Next when it comes out. But I'm quite satisfied so far. Yeah, closer to 2015. Yeah. Every patch is like unwrapping that special present you've been waiting for. I know. Every live stream's like that too. Like, I get really enthusiastic about the live stream, which if you live under a rock and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the official Landmark Live, which is on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific. Those are always really enjoyable to watch. I used to buy games every couple months. When I got into EQ, I stopped buying games for like 6 years. I get gaming ADD sometimes, but then I always come back to the same trio. Oh, I think I finally broke off from WoW. Famous last words. Blah, blah, blah. I know I talk a lot. Sorry. I'm a talker. Let's see. Although, oddly enough, now that I'm back in my claim, it's almost that time. Almost that time. Because man, I'm getting hungry. I guess I should make all these lights. Hey Xander! Going pretty darn freaking fantastic. Got Domo rated, so got all sorts of new people hanging out with us today, which is really exciting. So, the Sanctus Next, I'm trying. Draenor calls me too. The expansion they're talking about for a while calls me too, but because it's I think what they're marketing it as is really attractive. I think it's really, I felt my first game that I ever played was Warcraft 1. So that entire Warcraft line, it holds a really special place in my heart. And so WoW is a game I want to love, and I did love for a long time. But it's become something very different, and it's just, and I think, rationally speaking, I think we're never going to get back to that place. I think it's just evolved past it, and that's what games do, and that's fine. But I'm not necessarily interested in it. Going hog wild. Yeah, Burning Crusade, I did like Wrath a lot, too. I liked Wrath a lot, and I liked, yeah, Xander, today's been crazy in terms of donations. You guys have been really incredibly generous. Which thanks again for all of that, to all of you. So again, if anyone's really kind of hardware minded, if you are experienced in building PCs and just are really comfortable with that kind of thing, which I'm not. If you're really comfortable with that kind of stuff, message me. Do me a favor, please message me, and maybe I can kind of chat it over with you guys, talk it over, chat about it, just to try to nail out. I think I've got the hardware I want. I think I've picked it out, but I want to make sure that I'm not being an idiot. So, which is entirely possible. Will Landmark eventually be integrated with the MMO? In some ways, yes, but there will always be two separate games. There will be some crossover, like, obviously there's going to be, for example, they've talked about if you build something really amazing and it fits into the EverQuest universe, that they may, use it as a game asset in EverQuest Next. But they will be and will always be two separate games. Felix Tyrone says, "Hello, lady. I haven't watched any content of EverQuest Next Landmark. How much have they added and changed?" They've been adding stuff like crazy. They added a couple new biomes in the last, it was about a week and a half ago now. And I happen to live in one of them, so I'll back up and kind of show that off. So I moved my claim to Old Growth Forest, which is beautiful. I wasn't planning to move my claim at all when the new biomes came out, and I did, and I'm so happy. Because look at how gorgeous this is. This is Old Growth Forest, really beautiful. A lot of variety in the trees, which has been really nice, and at sunset is just the most incredible thing. Unintended X-rated? What did I do that was unintended X-rated? Oh, my character is twerking behind the craft. Oh, okay. I thought you meant me. I'm like, pretty sure we're all good. Pretty sure we're all okay. Running into trees is cool. So I figure I'll march on up to the tundra just to kind of show it. but they've added new biomes. They've added the ability you can now build on other people's claims if you have permissions to. They can, like if I, like Cold Night, I gave him permission to build on my claim, and he came and dropped off, I guess, a couple of vases, which is really cool. So you can control, and you can control, there's different levels, so you can see, you can make sure that some people maybe can just move around props or use doors or whatever, or versus being able to actually manipulate voxels and stuff. Pants check? Pants checked. Got pants. We're good. Playbilly says, random message. I meant to type something about how the game is cool. It is cool. So this is the Tundra, and one thing that's really neat about Tundra is that there are so many different variations on it. It's all Tundra, but they have this sort of this very tall forest, like you see in here, where it's spaced out, but these very tall trees. Then you have other areas like the part I'm coming up to, where it's more of like the firs and stuff like that. And there are other areas where it's more of like the biological tundra, right? Tundra in terms of real biology is going to be almost like it's like a snowy version of a desert, right? It's very, usually very flat. Very few plants, but any that do exist are going to be low to the ground, like this, very shrubby. So I really appreciate the fact that they've really put in different types of tundra, and I like that it kind of looks like maybe the snow's melting or something. Would that make it taiga? Yeah, I think this is maybe closer to like a snowy taiga. I don't know. Are you going to try to build it in the same spot after the wipe? I'm going to try to. I'm hoping that no one trolls me and takes my spot. I hope none of my viewers will do that. Because I really love my claim. If I can't get to that particular one after the wipe, I will really definitely try to find something similar. Felix had asked, when do you think they will add combat and quests and stuff like that? Quests are a whole other thing. Quests kind of calls to the MMO side. Although they've said that they were going to allow, people will be able to basically design dungeons or quests and things like that. I imagine it'll be sort of like Neverwinter's Foundry, which is really interesting, but that's going to be a while before that'll be in here. Combat is going to be introduced in Phase 2, and then there's a roadmap. Let me bring that up, because that's going to be really helpful with a lot of these questions. So in terms of any sort of when are certain things going to be released, or when are certain things going to be added, really great resource is this thread that I'm going to link in chat. Right there. And in some cases they've added dates, where they've gone through sort of when they plan to work on certain stuff and why it's coming up in that order. So combat, Phase 2. First, they're going to implement health. Like right now, there's no health or anything. It's almost like creative mode in that sense, where it's, you can jump off a cliff and not die. Well, there will be health, there will be death, and they've said that the phrase they've used is death will have teeth. So you definitely there's going to be something lost due to death. Who knows what that'll be yet. How does harvesting work? Harvesting works like this. It's basically, at the moment, there are 2 main harvesting tools. They will be adding another one, but they haven't yet. So if I'm going to chop this tree down, I break out my axe and chop it down, and you can see the loot's kind of flying in towards me. And if I head to my loot tab, I can see the stuff that's being added to my inventory. They just changed the wood gathering system, which I'm withholding judgment on it until I want to see where they're going with it, because I have a feeling that they've added at the moment it's sort of an added layer of complexity without seemingly any current gameplay additions, but I think they'll change that. Prey Belly, similar to Minecraft in that you know, you chop down trees, that's great. If I find, let me find like, here's some, I'll try to find some iron. Of course, I don't see any. There's something. So the minerals for now are on the surface. That will not always be the case. But for now, and it uses the voxel engine. So as you mine, it's not just like a node and you pick up the node. It's breaking apart depending on how you hit it. So that's pretty cool. And eventually, when they implement the cave system, that's going to be really incredible, because instead of having these resources on the ground, they're going to be underneath ground, and you're going to have to dig down to them, which is going to be really fun. And it's also going to change the distribution. So currently, resources are distributed across islands. So, you know, I'm on a tier 2 island, so I find a lot of things like iron, tungsten, things of that nature. If I want to find copper, I've got to change islands. I've got to go to a tier 1 island like Esker, right? Likewise, if I want obsidian, I'm not going to find it here. I got to go to a tier 3 island. But when they go to the cave network or cave system, it'll be that all the resources will be on my island, but they will be distributed across different depths. So you'll have to mine deeper to get to things like silver or obsidian. Yeah, heartwood is the new world wood. I think you're right. Throckmorton had said, "Did you see the arcade mining thread on the forum, and what do you think about it?" I haven't seen it. I'll need to find that actually. Sergeant Suckus has to leave. I'm sorry. Needs to prep for the Starcast and oh god. Oh, Faust Maximus sends all his love. Please don't encourage him. Look forward to meeting again soon. Me too. Alright, Stackus, thank you so much for dropping by. Really, really grateful for the raid. No pants on Starcast or I won't join. Oh god. Is there an epic crafting system like in EQ2? It's already got a lot of depth to it, but it's clear from their development videos that they plan to add so much more, which is what's really interesting. Currently, like you've got a forge which deals with metal stuff. You've got like a saw table that works with wood. Pretty logical. There's like a workbench that is kind of like a jewel crafting kind of thing where you can make accessories like stat-based accessories and stuff, but you can also make props, cups and pillows and stuff like that. Okay. But and they added the alchemy station, which I actually just got and I should check out. But there's going to be a much deeper system. Like they've talked about relics, which you will be able to, at the moment it's all random. Like you can randomly get a higher quality item when you make it. So as an example, my indigo pick. My indigo pick is a legendary. And I didn't use different materials or anything to make it legendary. It's not made from a legendary recipe. It's just a baseline recipe that has a random chance to come out legendary. Just like my first pick was, if I can find it, right there. Sorry. My inferior indigo pick, which was blue, it's still better than the baseline, but not as good as even other blue picks, right? Because it's inferior. And you can see the difference in the stats. I'll show that again, actually. So like 188 harvesting damage, 90 speed versus 80 harvesting damage, 96 speed. Okay. Sergeant Saka says, "No, I stand by my punctuation or lack thereof. It's sexier that way." All right, see you, Nan. So relics, what reason I was mentioning the whole quality things, relics will allow you to basically use items to increase your odds of getting a higher quality craft. Also, there will be things called altars, which will basically drop in maybe in some random portion of the landscape here. if someone finds it, it activates a timer where you can make higher quality stuff on those altars, but then after a certain amount of time, it'll disappear. So it encourages people to go exploring. Yeah, you can post links, just don't post nasty ones. Bloodsucker said, why does everyone use an axe when the Founder's Pickaxe has the highest tier axe on it? I think it's just a speed thing. Whoa. Just a speed thing, I think. 70 harvesting speed versus my axe, which is 96 harvesting speed. It's just speed, just efficiency. And that's why people are sort of griping about the rubicide axe. So this green rubicide axe, 69 harvesting damage, 84 harvesting speed. Well, the stats of my gold axe are actually higher on both accounts. It's just that the rubicide axe, I guess, can mine more stuff. The Sanctus next says, Era, remind me to give you a link showing your Riverwood being blown up by chickens. Oh my god. Yes, I would love this link. Kimball, that's probably a great idea. I probably should get a mod. I don't have any. Yeah, I like to think it's going to be growing. It's been ever since I think it was last Monday when Omid dropped by to tell me that I was on the front page of the EverQuest Next Landmark site, and I hit 82, I think, viewers, and then I had a giveaway, and that went up to like 114. So that's just, it's really super exciting. I kind of can't believe how quickly things are progressing, considering I started streaming like 3.5 weeks ago. So really exciting. Highest tier means it can harvest anything, but it's the slowest axe there is. That, yeah. So it's more for being able to get anything out there, but not maybe the best to have all the time. Old Rocks, it wasn't 10. It was, I mean, something I've been really excited about is you guys who, I mean, there are a whole bunch of you who show up every single day and stick around for pretty much the entire stream, which blows my mind. It's so exciting. Like, you know, I mean, Cold Knight, you're here all the time. Dutch Tiger, you're here all the time. Old Rocks, you're here all the time. You know, I mean, there's just Rama. You know, I mean, there's so many of you. It's just incredible. So, I'm pretty crazy hungry, and we've hit that time where I normally like to go ahead and end the stream. I got actually like 0 building done, but that's okay because today it was just a lot more fun to just talk to you guys. Kimball says, I was here, quite fun to see how Era is evolving. I'm evolving! Press B to interrupt. Oh no! Alright, I'm definitely not here. I'm definitely not reading that. I'm definitely not responding. Alright, so thank you so much for joining me today. And of course, this happens every time. Every time I start to leave and then the viewer count gets its highest. Let's see, who can we raid? Let's see. So if you haven't already, hit the follow button so that you know when I'm streaming in the future. I stream EverQuest Next Landmark every Monday through Thursday and Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific, usually for about 3 hours. So let's see, who can we raid? Ooh, this sounds interesting. So Spooty Man is doing 0 data voxel stuff, which I haven't had time to experiment with. So let's go get a fill of that. So everyone go raid him. We era raid. The Eremites do era raids. So thank you so much for dropping by, and I'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific. All right. So thank you so much. Bye bye.